Twitch opened up, and yep, so we're good. All right.
I should probably start streaming more now that I realize that.
Pull to the chat.
I want to stream more, but I just don't have time sometimes.
Yeah, that's the thing with me sometimes. It's like I get in the mood to like stream, and then sometimes like whenever I sit down on my PC, I'm just like, yeah, I'm not really feeling it anymore, and it just like ruins my vibe. So, like,
I'm really feeling it. Says Shulk from.
Why is my...
Shulk from I forgot what that game franchise was called.
my
Chronicles.
My stream is like hella delayed. Okay, there we go. All right, we're good now.
Yeah, Tactics.
Okay, we're good.
It should be good.
All right, so I don't think we have anybody in here right now because we just literally started it. But thank you, Amor. Thank you, Arb, and thank you, Avery, for stopping by and joining the podcast. So
yeah, bro.
Wait here a little bit before people show up.
Yeah, I'm just doing an introduction because if people miss it, they're still gonna like.
Yo, what's up, TS guy? How you doing?
Yo, what's up, TS guy? How you doing, bro?
How's it going?
All right.
Welcome to my level. Chat.
Welcome to my live stream. How are you guys doing today?
Yeah, welcome to my live stream too. It's all 4 of our live streams.
How
We
do I
just
pop out the chat?
Cover under Kelly XP.
We're doing absolutely fine. I'm just chilling as all.
There,
Yeah.
There.
As I
We are
know.
doing fantastic.
We're doing an awesome job, bro. I think I left my phone in the other room, but it's too late now, so I'm not gonna get up and grab it. So I'm just gonna sit right here and chill.
Yeah.
Alright. But so how you guys doing? I know we talked for a little bit before the stream, but we can start off asking like how you guys are doing and shit.
I've had a pretty rough week because I've just been sick all week. It's still there. It's the first time I've been sick in like a year, which is unfortunate. But I've just been sitting in my bed playing Animal Crossing every day, and it's been kind of epic.
Yeah, I feel
I've
that.
enjoyed that.
Animal Crossing is good shit though. Like so I definitely feel that.
Yeah, if I'm just trying to relax, it's kind of awesome.
What about you, Amor? How you been? I know you had exam week.
Dude, yeah, I have exam. Well, the first week is done. I have 2 more days, and so like each day I have 2 exams to take, because like this is the final. So I have like 14 tests. So I did 10 of them this week, and I'm gonna do 4 more on Monday and Tuesday, and after that I should be like done with high school and hopefully graduate.
Oh, big moves.
Yeah.
Pop off.
I'm
Pop off,
growing
baby.
up. I am not a baby anymore. I'm a big man now.
Hold on, you might have I say this more like how I went like when I asked you to join. It was so funny because when I asked Amor to join, he's like, don't worry, I'm doing the banner. I'm like, oh wait, no, I laughed out in public. I was like, no, bro. I was like, no, like I'm good. I'm not stressing about that.
The reason why you said that, 'cause I have another person that kept asking me for it. I'm like, you see my status on Discord, and like I was like, you know what? If you keep asking, I'll just refund it the money. I much prefer that than instead of being pressured all the time, with my commissions.
Oh, yeah. And that's the thing for things to come out really nicely. It takes time. That's like, at least how I look at it. Like you have to be understanding about that, especially if your Discord says you have exam week. So I'm like, that's obvious,
Yeah.
But
TS guy suggests that you should turn everyone up a bit.
All right, on Discord, gotcha.
I'm gonna let me move my mic a little closer. That might be better. Hi.
I'll turn you guys up to like 150.
I got it right here.
Awesome.
All right, turn you guys up.
I just realized we're
quiet.
And then
so quiet. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I guess it's like quiet for your end.
Okay.
So
I'll turn this up a little bit more.
all right.
Just turn my entire stream up some more. Right,
Just max down, blow out your mic.
Is that better? Is it good? Chilling?
But,
Okay, I know the people on the left, but which person on the right is which? You know.
Is that me?
So we have Arb, the one that looks like a ghost with hair, and then we have the chat in the bottom right. His name is Kelly, the host.
I'm the whitest person here, bro.
And I'm probably the darkest person here, so hi.
I'm the
Bro,
lightest.
we're like a shade of a rainbow from the top left,
Yeah.
the top right, top left, to the bottom, and then Kelly. Yeah.
There
All
you
the
go.
color of the spectrum.
Chocolate swirl.
But last but not
Yeah.
least, though, I definitely didn't forget about you, though, Avery. So what you been up to? How you been doing and everything? I wanted to go ahead and people see how you're doing.
I'm doing absolutely fine. I had to work today, but otherwise I was pretty much free to do whatever else after I got off of work. And right now I'm working on my level, so.
Oh, okay. Pop off gamer, epic gamer moment. Actually, I had a busy ass day. Like as soon as I woke up, right, I have to knock out my homework and everything like that. I didn't even get the chance to work out today, so I have to do that tomorrow. And then yeah, and because like my mom, like I literally have the entire house to myself, so like everybody, I had to take everybody to the airport and everything like that. So, and then as you know, we ran a little late on stream, but everything turned out fine. So here we are.
Yeah, bugger.
First podcast stream that at least that I know of, you know. So, and it's GD related. So here we are. We're all gonna be talking about GD related topics.
You also what happened on Twitter today?
Yeah.
What Mindcap did? Oh my god.
Oh my! I didn't.
Oh yeah.
I didn't even see what happened.
Everyone changed their profile picture just to Mindcap some pyramid, and I think Amor drew a bunch of them actually.
If you look at the chat right now, I did a little bit of a trolling.
Whoa, those are kind of sick.
Yeah,
those are really cool.
Oh, you know what I think it is? If it's
Those are fire.
a little too quiet, because I forgot I did turn my fucking Discord down because I was playing a game and everybody was being loud. So.
I feel like the people like Mindcap in Twitter just like have control on like whatever he yeah, everything he does, it will be something.
Mhm.
Like if you just like ask everybody to show their IP address and people will just do it on Twitter because it's Mindcap. Or the same goes like Penuta or something like that. And I still have no idea how.
Twitter.
I still have no idea how Mindcap, because like I know Mindcap hosts Mega Collabs, but I don't really like. Besides that, it's like I don't really see him like as like really big or like notable.
Yeah.
Because like
Yeah,
I
I
feel like
mean-
if you're just an like a casual GD player instead of like the GD player that actually is invested in the community, you probably don't know who Mindcap is.
Yeah.
Or probably only seen the level that they make. But
He's probably
like,
the most
they're-
popular from Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably.
He
Honestly.
has a lot of attention on Twitter. He has like some of the most
Yeah,
followers out of anyone,
Mhm.
like in GD
I mean,
Twitter.
yeah, I mean yes, but like in the same time, because like I asked a bunch of like my friend that plays GD a lot, but like doesn't have Twitter at all. But so like if you don't have Twitter but play GD a lot, you will not know what Mindcap is. But so if you're just like Mindcap is the type of person that will appear on your timeline at least once because he tweeted every single day like 10 to 20 times.
Right.
Yeah.
So you will see them.
That's That's
Okay,
the-
but,
Mhm. Yeah.
I
Go
got
ahead.
a better question for people, everyone that's in chat and also on call.
Mhm.
What's
Yeah,
a
yeah,
person that you specifically only ever see on GD, but you never see anywhere else in the community?
Wait.
Like it can be a creator, player, anyone that you know of right off the top of your head.
Wait. Said it again, Avery.
So like
If you-
someone you see in Geometry Dash but nowhere else.
Yeah, basically. It can be a creator, or
Um,
player, anyone like that.
Like you mean as far as
Like-
it goes, like for their platform?
Yeah, pretty much the opposite of what we're talking about. Like someone you like,
interesting.
you exclusively know someone because of Twitter, GD Twitter and
Nexus?
stuff.
Kind of true, yeah.
Hmm.
Nexus isn't really anywhere. I've seen him in some places, but like
Yeah.
in the actual community, he's like pretty gone.
Yeah,
Just, like,
that's the
upload
thing
videos.
about the community though. It's like, you know, I feel like you have like kind of like this pyramid system with the community where it's kind of like, you know, you have people that kind of promote GD on YouTube specifically, and then you have like this other group that promotes Twitch and then Twitter and then, you know, et cetera, et cetera. So
Yeah.
that's kind of how I look at it. That's how I've
Yeah,
always
there's
kind of
like
looked at it. to be honest.
sub-communities.
Yeah.
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 But it's like at the end of the day, it's kind of like these sub communities kind of come all together
Yeah,
as
yeah.
one, and like, you know, they make sure that's how the community keeps, like, you know, continuously thriving. Like I honestly do think like growing Twitch back up, I think that was just it was an excellent move because, like, you know, GD Twitch has been dead for a long time, and like I've been playing since 1.9, and like, you know, I'm not gonna lie, when it was dead for the longest, I was kind of like, damn. I remember to
Yeah,
myself,
it was really sad.
yeah, I was like, damn. Like I remember at the time, like I would just look at the game Geometry Dash, and I would see multiple people streaming, and then when it was dead, it was like only like 2 people. I'm like, damn, bro. Like it's just upsetting, but it's so really nice to see it's like back up. You know what I mean?
Technical difficulties.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right. All right,
Only
we're
been
all
like
good.
10 minutes.
We're all
Fine,
good.
we're chilling.
Yeah, we're all
Yeah.
good. See, we're back up. We're back up, just like
And
that.
we're back.
You guys didn't even know we were gone.
True.
But yeah.
It disappeared. Trust me.
So like one thing like I really want to talk about as well is kind of like, you know, just a standpoint, like what do you guys think about GD? Because like you guys know this, especially like, you know, art, because I know see one way. I know me and you talk quite a bit about this, but like I've always looked at Geometry Dash, like even since like, you know, the earliest days, like, you know, it's really like a platform of art, you know, and like a lot of people don't realize this because when you're doing something that you're enjoying a lot, you know, it's kind of like, you know, you don't recognize, you know, the attributes that you're contributing in. So like, you know, it's really a form of art. And one thing I think Geometry Dash is teaching, like, you know, a young audience so well is like basically 2 important concepts. the first important concept is art is subjective, and the second concept is perspectives. And I think that perspective is kind of due to like the asking for feedback and things, because it's kind of like I typically look at things like you have three different perspectives. You have your own perspective, a general perspective, which is subjective at the end of the day, and then you have a third person perspective. So like it's like if I come to your stream, for example, and I ask you to play my level, I'm asking for your opinion on it, and your opinion is validated because I'm coming to you for it. But on a general level of things, it's like that's what I try to tell new creators. It's like you have to recognize, man, people been playing this game for like 5-6 years, bro. So like that experience plays a key role. So when you're starting out, you can't really kind of like try to look at the top dog like that. You have to work your way up. But that's kind of with anything in life. You know what I mean? So what do you guys think on that as well?
I mean, I think it's really cool that like the editor is so expansive that you can really express yourself in any artistic way you want to. Like there's so many different styles, especially in 2.1. Like back in 1.9, it was pretty like it was all pretty much designs, but like as things advance, now that we have like layers and movements, so many different art styles are in the game. So it's like the part about it being subjective is especially relevant now because people interpret art in such different ways. And like recently with like the drama about like minimalist metal and stuff, it's like people see these things in different ways. Like sometimes minimalism is like a really cool thing, but sometimes like that's not what you want to see, and you want to see something more complex. So it's all really up to interpretation, and I think that's kind of cool. Not many games have an editor that big.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Avery.
I mean, yeah.
Go ahead, Amor. Either one of you guys is fine.
Mine's gonna be a hot minute for one this thing.
All right, go ahead, Amor.
It's like so it's interesting considering as an artist also, where I developed myself not just through GD but also outside GD, but GD definitely is like one of the big factors, because like I see a lot of people say like, oh, you play GD, oh my god, you don't have a life or something like that, you should do something better, or you something that would develop yourself more in like when in the future. But like when it comes to GD, honestly, I develop more artistic talent and more ways of dealing with the public eye from showing my stuff is from GD most of the time. I mean, like, of course, people giving feedback, people like liking and disliking your levels is like the same thing as it's the same thing as like people and disliking and liking your art. And considering I'm solo an artist and make GD art level, it becomes more relevant. So like it's really fascinating how like this simple ass game that starts from like levels like Zero Madness come into levels where you can essentially do whatever you want with it. Making art levels, making simplistic level, making making a whole game. Like it's kind of insane. Like that's why like I always compare it to like Mario Maker or something like that, which like Mario Maker or like Super Mario Maker 2, those levels are like, of course they're probably more famous because it's Mario, but like if you think about it, like it's so there's so much limitation in it compared to GD. Even though GD is so hard as in the beginning when you start just learning how to do the editor, once you just get used to it, you will find your style so much faster. You will just increase your creativity way more, just expressing yourself even more. It's kind of insane. Like I remember someone, I think it was Noble Boy actually. He was discussing. After I released Boom Slayer, he was kind of mad because like the level that I was making wasn't even like implemented into an actual video game art, because it was that good for him that in his opinion it would be better for art. And then that made me realize, like a lot of levels in the game legitimately looks better than most 2D platformers you will see in the world.
That is really true. We have some talented people, and it's honestly really cool that like a lot of these people have stemmed from being very bad artists. Like you see like their first level and it's terrible, but they've gained so much artistic ability from just playing this game that it's honestly like so cool that people have like even built careers from it. Like people are going on to do these things as like their actual careers now.
Yeah. And it's kind of like,
and
go ahead.
No. And I just want to say like every single aspect, like effect, art, modern or like modernistic, simplistic, like all of them is good on their own ways. And like just seeing all of this, like when you go into the feature section or go into the Hall of Fame, like the first level you play is like modern, and then the second is like an effect. So it's always something different. It's always something fresh to see on like the editor. Even though sometimes there are like some similarities, but like the similarity is so minimum that it doesn't really matter. Like that's why this game, in my opinion, is just like more special than other games that I've ever played in the game.
I agree.
Besides Minecraft, but like in my opinion, this one, it's like more. I don't know. It's funny. It's just really funny that this community becomes what it is to be because of this simple editor thing that Rob implemented.
Exactly. All right. I definitely before you agree. Excuse me. Before you continue on Avery, I just want to say I repeat what Crit said because he said yeah that's why it's slightly unfortunate that the majority of the fame from GD is just raw top levels. It isn't the content creators' fault at all because it just sucks that people know the game more as some hard simple game that's actually a canvas at this point. So like I definitely agree with that because like at the end of the day it's gonna it's gonna appear more to casual gamers because obviously they just click into it and then they have stereo madness and different things like that, especially when you have big content creators like I love Dashy to death. Like you have him like he's in here struggling with the beginning levels and so obviously that's gonna appear more to casual gamers, but as you get further into GD you're just gonna recognize more. But I know Avery was waiting for a long time patiently and nicely, but so go ahead Avery. I'm excited to hear what you got to say.
Yeah, oh yeah, one other thing. One thing to add on to your point there. I know you like Dashy, but I think a good example of a content creator that's grown with GD is Eric Van Wilderman. Being perfectly honest there.
Yeah.
He has grown so much from it.
Yeah, I could agree with that.
Content creator too,
Yeah.
honestly.
I was like watching him when he was doing like the main levels, and now he did Phobos the other day. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Eric is a rare example of a GD. It's like an evolution. It's like a rare example of like a GD a YouTuber playing GD and then saw the light from the from the personal creation from the community creation. Because like I feel like if it could have worked for like other creators, for example like 8-Bit Ryan or maybe like Correct Kitchen or maybe Dashy, right? But it was unfortunate for them because they didn't really see those aspects or like that light of community creation. But AVW came in and saw it. Like it's a rare occasion that he saw it and then he's just like after that you just see everything. So that's why it's unfortunate because like I think the reason why people like Corey and 8-Bit Ryan or people like Dashy because they're so big as a creator that it like when they release levels in the game like with the song it just got copyrighted immediately.
Yeah.
Especially with the music artists and that like from the official level itself. So it's kind of unfortunate because like, they stopped playing it because of that aspect itself.
Yeah.
Because I remember I think he stopped 8-Bit Ryan stopped playing after he plays Hungry Humphrey, which is that's so cool. Like he plays a community level that is known, and it's like there's a chance for him to actually check on the other good levels in the game. But then after that, he got copyrighted by YouTube.
Yeah, unfortunately.
He doesn't play
that is a big that holds back a lot of content creators from making content about Geometry Dash. Like there's so much music that's used that it makes it so their videos aren't as easily monetizable. So I can see why even with like Dashy's news video, he's like, a lot of these are gonna be copyright, so you'd like cut out the music and stuff, and I think that's kind of sad. But
yeah, because they're like you said, they're just so big that they kind of have to do that. Yeah, they have no other choice, like But go ahead, Avery. You have the floor. You have the floor now.
Okay. Last note. Throwback to 8-Bit Ryan Comp when got rated. Oh my god.
Oh no! Don't mention that.
Sorry, when I hear like 8-Bit Ryan or 8-Bit Gaming, that's the first thing I remember. That was funny when that happened.
I'm in that, and I don't like that.
But
it's kind of funny. It's funny how like you see that, and then you see Boom Slayer, and like that's the same person that made it.
Oh, dude, listen, I'm not gonna lie. You know what? Since we're just gonna be completely honest here, I kind of have I have old levels as well too. Like slowing down, I don't know how the fuck slowing down got rated. I hate that it's even on my account because when people look at Kelly XP, they're like, what the fuck? Like slowing down? What is this, bro? I'm like,
I can't believe my part in that was so bad.
No, bro, the whole level was bad, bro. The entire level was so bad. I'm just like,
that's why it's crazy. The whole level was so mediocre, and I'm like,
but
my part was that bad.
And it's like now, even with well, first off, the third level that I came up with, it's like, I don't remember the name of it. It's like Vibe something. That was actually old ass level though. And then I hit up my friend and he went ahead and he just finished the rest for me, and then I uploaded it. So that was actually an old ass level. But the other two that I made, which was like that jungle and that underwater level, I told a lot of people that with me finding this new modern style, that was more as experiments, you know what I mean? Because I remember you told me that, and I really appreciate that. You were like, Kelly, it's nice, but it looks too similar to the last one, and that's just my answer though, because I was just experimenting with it, because when you find a new style, it's best to experiment with it, and this is gonna tie into what I go for in creation. It's one thing I know, like that I'm trying to do, more. Remember I told you this is after Cyberlink, I'm really trying to focus on making my art a bit more detailed. But at the same time, like what people have to understand is like what I go for, I try to go for an atmospheric approach. You know what I mean? So like very rarely do I ever like go on like for example on the internet and search up Cyberlink downtown or some shit like that. No, what I do is like I enjoy a lot of walks first off. So like even when I'm walking in Pittsburgh and things like that, I just try to like captivate that moment of like what I'm looking at, and I'm like, bro, I really just love this atmosphere. How can I turn this into a 2D platformer game? So I try to like really implement well like this, even like the tiny detail like the slopes and different things like that, and like the colors. So like if you're going through a cybernetic city at night, you're gonna have a lot of bright neon colors. So it's like, how can I have those colors like kind of like pulsate out and get the get the player's attention? Like, oh my gosh, it feels like I'm walking down this platform. You know what I mean? That's the thing I try to captivate on. But I feel like one thing I've learned is you can captivate better on that while making more detailed art. And like after when I release Cyberlink, that's one thing I'm gonna try to really work hard on in the editor, just making my art a bit more detailed. And but obviously that's subjective. That's what I want to do. Some people may like my old style, some people may hate it, but at the same time, like if you hate it or love it, I appreciate you either way, because like I said, art is subjective at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I think my perspective on like art in Geometry Dash is like, as long as it's getting the point across, the art's effective, because everyone has their own style of art. So like as long as I can see it and be like, oh yeah, this is a jungle or something, like if it's themed around it, then it's like, yeah, that's cool, you did a good job. So it just needs to really get the point across. Then you take that point and kind of expand upon it in your own like creative way. And I think that's what's so cool about this game.
Yeah.
So many different perspectives on this. So, like, as long as you're doing what you want to do and people can tell what it is, and it's like such a neat perspective on whatever you're doing.
I like that. I like that art, because I'm not just making this up to make it seem like, oh, he's just saying that just so he can agree. But like, I'm dead ass. Like, that's what I look at too. Like, honestly, like, obviously, like, I'm not gonna say that, because I know some people in chat gonna be like, oh, he's just trying to boast himself. But in all honesty, like, when people like ask me for feedback and for the levels and things like that, like, obviously, I'm gonna have my own perspective on it, because they're coming to me and asking for it. But what I look at is more so as like, what they're trying to go for, and how well, in my opinion, is that executed. You know what I mean? So like that's an important factor. And like as you being mod, I feel like that's one thing that you guys have to look at. Is you guys have to look at like I feel like the mod system kind of sets like these general standards for things at the same time, but at the same time that's playing a vital role for teaching all of these other creators the point of perspectives. You know what I mean? So like that's what I mean. Like, for example, somebody could come to you, or ask for a level request. You may not send it, but then go to Avery, ask for a level request, and he may send it. Like I said, because it just all ties into your personal perspective on things, and you can't argue that because it's subjective. It's subjective as fuck. So that's the important thing on it.
Speaking of mods, actually, considering ARP and Cirtrax is also mod, I want to know your thought process when it comes to a level. When you see a level and you see it and then you play it and then you finished it, what is your thought process of like choosing to not or send it?
Right. Well, I think for me it's definitely an interesting perspective, because like a lot of people will say like, oh, ARB, you have really low standards, or oh, ARB, your standards are way too high. But it's really just like a specific mindset I have for levels. Like, you can look through the featured section, and a lot of them are like so samey and forgettable. Like, you play the featured levels, like if you're a star grinder, you play like 10 levels, you will not remember them within a day. And that's the kind of level I really don't like. Like, if I see a level in like the magic section that's just something kind of unique or cool, and it's like, I kind of dig this, and I'll usually send it, because it's like, hey, he's doing something cool, it's a neat little idea. And I definitely put some thought into like, if it's a person's like first levels, because if they're doing something that unique at the start, the more they grow, the more they're going to be like a fantastic creator. But if someone's making like a barely rate worthy like glow level, it's like, okay, you don't really have much room to improve from that. So a lot of it is based around that.
Yeah. Okay. What do you think?
What about you, Cirtrax?
I think for me, when it comes to, because my way of thinking has changed a lot for the beginning of this year compared to last year. For me now, it's more or less looking at a level as like, where is the creator going with this level?
Yeah.
I have to ask. I ask myself 3 questions when it comes to level. The first one, obviously, is appropriate, because God knows how many inappropriate levels I've come across. Oh jeez.
I would send that over a heartbeat if I was a mod.
No, but like there's some levels. There's some really cool levels that would not fit theming or like would not fit the standard for sending it because God,
Yeah.
I get in so much trouble for some of the stuff I actually like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
But as appropriate, that's one thing. Another thing that comes to mind is there an atmosphere built around it? Is there something being
Yeah.
told?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like what Arb said. Like I look into thing. I'm starting to look more into things where it comes to like, in a sense, where it's more or less, I guess, telling something to me. What's it saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Definitely get
I,
that.
really,
And,
I love when something's just unique. Like if I see something that's like being done, even if it's like pretty rough, I'm just like, wow, that's awesome. Like everyone knows about the hero molten thing with me, and like I can obviously say those aren't the best quality levels.
Yeah.
But all of the levels kind of follow a theme and do something unique, and that's what I really enjoyed seeing. Like it's just like it's a breath of fresh air in ways that I can see why most people don't really like, but it's like fun levels, interesting theme, and cool little ideas thrown into them, and I enjoyed that. I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah. And
Can I say
Definitely.
Go ahead.
Hey, Arb, can I tell you something funny actually?
Yeah, what's up?
Did you know that you know the creator who made the castle, right?
Yes.
Do you know that he made a sequel to that?
I do know about it.
I just saw it recently. I just saw it recently.
Mhm.
I just saw it recently. I took a look at it. I'm like, oh my god, this guy actually got a little bit better. I say a little bit better.
Did he really?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
This thing?
It's still it's something I wouldn't send. I wouldn't want it rated, but he's soaking up the advice. I'm proud of him.
Yeah. And see, here's the thing that I'm saying too is like, oh my gosh. Now see, because what I'm gonna do, guys, is I'm actually, when we're done streaming this, I'm actually gonna like, you have to wait 24 hours before you could post it on YouTube, I believe, right? Yeah. So I'll wait
No,
24.
if you're Twitch partner, you do that. But if you're not Twitch
Yeah.
partner, you can
Okay.
upload it.
All right.
You can do whatever.
All right, because I'm obviously I'm gonna take this and put it on YouTube. So I don't know how many people are gonna see me say this, and like I said, this is a chill podcast. We want to talk whatever we want to talk about. But sometimes this is the problem with some levels that's overly decorated, right? And obviously I'm gonna be blunt and I'm not gonna be biased about this. So like, in all honesty, first off, I'm gonna say this: Boomslayer. The reason why I think Boomslayer is so big is because Boomslayer happens to focus on not just the decoration element, but the gameplay element, And like I said, I know people are probably going to disagree with this, and that's perfectly fine because art is subjective, but for Dreamflower, all right? I'm going to let this be known right now. Dreamflower, from a decoration standpoint, it's phenomenal. I'm not gonna lie. The effects, it really just changed the game. It changed the game. The animation effects, just everything is phenomenal. Like, not everything, obviously, but the decoration elements, it's phenomenal. But this is what turns me away from Dreamflower. I don't know if they focused heavy on this. I really don't know. But to me, it seems like they did not focus that heavy on the gameplay. To me, the gameplay is it's very janky. You know what I mean? It's very janky. It feels consistent, but at the same time, it doesn't feel consistent. Like, it just feels like, there's so many bugs, and like, the bugs that they tried to fix for that, let's just add a slope, and that can fix the bug, So like, at the same time, with a lot of these creators, it's kind of like, I'm like, you have to remember though, even though this is kind of like a platform that can be used to utilize art, but at the same time, this is a 2D platformer game where you have to focus on your gameplay as well too. So like, that's kind of like my thing about Dreamflower is just like, it's not just Dreamflower, but like, honestly, I'm just using Dreamflower for this example because this is the only thing I can really think of right now at the time. But like, if you compare Dreamflower to Sky Tower, I obviously think Sky Tower it's better than Dreamflower just because, like, don't get me wrong, decoration from Dreamflower is better than Sky Tower, but Sky Tower, you can tell Rafer, he focused heavy on the gameplay elements as well too, and that's what I'm saying. It just seems like Dreamflower, it's just more so as like, they focused too much on the decoration and didn't really take the gameplay into consideration. You know what I mean? So like, I don't know if they're even watching this. I don't know if they're ever gonna watch this. But if you guys do a sequel to Dreamflower, that's one thing I would tell you guys to. It's just constructive criticism. I'm not trying to sound like I'm hating, but like, I would just honestly say though, like, just to focus on the gameplay as much as you focus on the decoration standpoint of it, because at the end of the day, this is a 2D platformer game, and the gameplay, let me ask you something, Avery and Arb. Have you guys ever played a level and you're like, bro, this looks fantastic, but the gameplay is ass? Like, have you guys ever thought about that? Yeah.
It looks good, but okay, usually gameplay comes second for me. Like, if a level has great gameplay, I'll set it. Like, sometimes that they bounce between each other, but like, If a level looks great and the gameplay is atrocious, I'm not sending it.
Yeah.
I might tell him like,
Yeah.
hey, fix up this gameplay because I want to send it, and I'll put it on like a list of like, I'll come back to this, but like, it needs to at least be like somewhat playable. If it's not even close to playable, I'll be like, absolutely not.
Yeah.
But gameplay is like not as high a priority when it comes to like sick decoration.
Yeah, and it's just like that's kind of like the thing I think really needs to be focused on. Okay, I was gonna say what happened to my background music, but it's playing back up. It just started up slowly, real quick. But anyways, but getting back on topic though. But yeah, like I said, go ahead.
Okay, so there was I played a level today. It got rated today. Signed by Toto Tai. Level looks like a Knots clone. It's a collaboration with someone. But oh my god, how did it get rated with this kind of gameplay?
That's the thing, bro.
It's an easy demon, but like trying to play it, it feels like it spikes so badly.
Yeah, and like
everything is so you can't read anything.
yeah,
I'm only saying this because I already left a comment on there, but like I think a core aspect of something is having good gameplay and have it play tested very well.
yeah, and like obviously, like I said, I know if people, I just know how this community is. I know they're probably gonna be like, oh, Kelly said all this shit, but if you go back on his account, look at his gameplay. Yeah, like I said, I know slowing down isn't a phenomenal level. If it's my choice, listen, if it's my choice, I would just tell Rob, hey, go in there and fucking delete it. Hey, but let me keep the CP though, because I'm not gonna lie, that feels kind of encouraging. But like, it's like no, but like seriously, at the end of the day though, like just slowing down. That was like, I started that a while back, of course, but it was like one of my first collabs that I've ever done. But see, at the same time though, I think it was I think everybody here knows Parallax, and he told me though, he said, but see, here's the thing, Kelly, you want to keep that on your account because, just looking back to where you started at now, I mean then, and then looking at where you're at now, it's just kind of like, damn. So when he said that, actually is a really good point when you look at it like that though, So like, but it's just like, in my opinion, first off, the decoration is inconsistent as hell. The gameplay is just. I'm not gonna lie, Arb, you know this. The base gameplay itself before the decoration came to be was actually pretty fun, but I think the decoration just ruined that. Yeah. So like, that's one thing about it. So like, it's just like, but like I said, it's subjective. Some people may think it's fine, but obviously, as me being the host and the creator, But
yeah. For me, it's like, speaking of like gameplay, it's like if I were some mod, I would rate it into like a point system to 1 to 100, which I actually do this a lot for my old series. So gameplay is like 50% of it, and then decoration is like 50% of it. And then if I would send it, it would need to reach 60% of like 60 points, I guess I could say. So for example, if the gameplay is really really good, but the decoration is like 1, then I'm not sending it. But if the level is like the decoration is okay, and then the gameplay is okay, and they get like 60 or 70 points, then I'll send that.
Yeah.
If I was a mod, so like I don't really think that gameplay is more important than decoration, or decoration more important than gameplay. I feel like those two aspects are so important, especially to this day with all these levels that's like super simple, even though their gameplay is fun. But I also want something actually appealing to look at, something that is like pleasing and pleasure my eyes. So it's like, I think that's like the biggest thing that I feel like people should notice. Like, I know the decoration, the gameplay is super important, but like I think the way the level looks is also important.
Yeah.
So like that type of point system is a really good thing to do.
Yeah.
Can I see a lot?
What's up?
Continue. I have a hot take I want to say after you get done.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. So no, I'm just saying like levels like Castlevania and Sky Tower. They're good, appealing, but the gameplay is, I don't think their gameplay is that bad. I mean, their gameplay is pretty okay. I beat those 2 levels without using a practice mode, but yeah, I can understand why people hated it. But like, yeah, those levels can be like, not even like, those levels cannot be 100, because I feel like almost every level has some a little bit flaw to it that doesn't make it into 100%. Like Sky Tower and
there will be no such thing as perfect level.
Yeah.
And then Castlevania also, like Castlevania is such a great level, but it's super hard to play for people that don't have a really good PC, and also it's just hard to play in general because like the multiple pathways is super hard to find, but it's still a really cool level. So like of course you deserve to get like godlike or something like that when 2.2 came out.
Right.
So like that's like my take on it. What do you think, Ivory?
Sorry, I agree with you on that. Like gameplay and gameplay and decoration in tandem do play a really important role. I still prefer gameplay a little bit more due to the fact that I want to play something that doesn't take me like 17 hours to try to beat.
Yeah,
man.
I mean, if it's a hard demon, like if sure, I'll spend my time like practicing it. Like
Yeah,
I see a lot of people like get like, oh, this level is not citable, but and it's a medium demon. You shouldn't be able to write. You should practice it. I mean, that's why your practice mode exists. Like if it's a medium demon and then you say it's not readable and that's a negativity, I don't think that's what is it valid considering the practice mode exists.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
like so what is it? It's kind of like I don't know. A lot of people like opinion, especially on Twitter, when it comes to the gameplay, is super jank. And like honestly, like a level doesn't like they say this level is so bad. Oh, the gameplay is so buggy and stuff like that. When you actually play it, it's not that bad. You just practice it. It's just like I like the most. The what is it? The person that I like the most. We already said that or talk about him earlier, but the person that I like the most when it comes to judging gameplay is Eric, because Eric is like this. The way he do it, he doesn't like the beginning, but he practices it, and at the end he actually enjoys the whole thing. And that's, in my opinion, the mindset that I like the most. Even because like practice makes perfect, right? And if it's an actual hard level, you should practice it, and it will be fun.
Yes.
If you know how to do it.
Yeah.
Like I feel like a bad gameplay should be like a gameplay for like a 5-star, and it has like a medium or a hard demon gameplay in it. That's in my opinion and of course a level where it has a lot of bugs or like hurts bug. That in my opinion is a bad gameplay.
Right.
But if a level that has it's easy. If a level cannot be sight readable, but it's like a hard demon, then it's not a bad gameplay.
Yeah, you should absolutely like get a full like experience of the level first before you judge it, because like you can play a little bit of it and like not have a good time, but sometimes like I've had levels where I hated it first, I end up beating it, it's like that wasn't too bad, and I go back and play it and I'm like, that's actually kind of fun. Like once you get used to it, it starts to feel better, so you kind of have to base it off that, not just like your first run or like you're just watching a video. It's like, well, that's not really like a fair assessment of the gameplay itself.
Yo, Nezzy said it best. He said it's because, which is the truth, he said people jump to conclusions too quickly.
Yep.
And that really is the truth. They jump to conclusions far too quickly before
they jump
like
conclusion.
Yeah.
It's such a blabbermouth, dude, on Twitter. It's kind of like a cesspool sometimes, because like people just say whatever it is. They don't even think twice. They just say it. And like even someone that is like older than me, like an actual adult, and then just like spewing stuff on Twitter. It's I understand.
Ridiculous.
You wanted to show your opinion, and I completely respect your opinion. And if you have other opinions, then I have other opinions too, so let's respect each other. But like if you just like say things like almost insulting and then just say it, and in being such a what's the word, I forget, like pretentious on like saying like gameplays or like decoration on Twitter, then why? Like dude, it's a I know it's an artistic medium and people should be able to criticize something, but also don't forget this is also a game, especially for a game where people want to have fun.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
if your sole life is to just criticize and judge people from what they were doing, then you shouldn't be in this community, in my opinion.
Yeah, because like, there's a key difference between like just flat out. This is what I think. Obviously, I think we all know this, but like from the younger audience that plays GD, they need to understand there really is a difference between just bashing on something and giving constructive criticism. If Amor releases a level, I'm like, bro, this is just terrible. This is hateful. I hate this. It's just so terrible. Amor, why'd you create this? That's just bashing on it. But constructive criticism would be like, okay, so hey, Amor, so at this part, such and such happens. Hey, so maybe. So maybe. Oh, hello. Oh, thanks for the bits. I never got bits before, so I don't know what they do. I was gonna say I was gonna say.
Oh, wow.
I never got bits, so I was gonna say I don't know.
How
what
is
they
that fake?
do.
Oh, it's an emo.
That looks so real.
Insane.
Yeah, I mean, not to be rude or anything like that, but I kind of really didn't like. That's the thing. When I use this platform, I really want to like, because a lot of people like when they do stuff like this, I feel like they're set like kind of like in certain boundaries, like they can't really speak with with what they want to speak with, because like they have to please their audience. But see, here's the thing about me, I never really kind of care about like how many viewers I have and things like that, because like I just want to do something that's enjoyable for me and enjoyable, especially because it's a podcast for all four of us, that's enjoyable for everybody. You know what I mean? So that's why I said like at the beginning of the stream, just talk about whatever the hell you want to talk about, bro, because that's the point of a podcast. You're letting your mind roam freely and everything, and it's just it's a cool and it's a really nice vibe environment. That's what I want my platform to be established around, All
right, I want to say it's okay. Random.
I've come to the realization with creating now. It's like I remember at first I tried to like improve myself to a point where I know I could like, I don't know, stand out. But the spray, when it comes to creating, and it took me a while for it to hit me. I just create whatever I want. I don't really care.
Yeah, bro.
I still get feedback because I want feedback, and I do take that feedback, and I work with it.
Okay, yeah.
I definitely have improved as a creator, but the thing is like people want me to make certain things at times, and I'm like, no thanks. I'll just continue making whatever level I'm doing now.
Exactly.
Okay, yeah. And like, you know, the thing about that too is I'm really gonna add on to that, because I don't know if Marvy is still in the stream right now, but this is specifically like, this is going out to like new type of creators, because I know Marvy's a new type of creator, and he came to me before and he said this. He was like, you know, sometimes Kelly, I try to get in the editor, but I just can't, like, he's like, I just don't know what to do, and I look at these other big levels, and you know, it's just like, bro, how did he do this? But like, this is the thing, and I will tell all new creators this, okay? Obviously, I don't look at myself like I'm obviously like no fantastic creator. I feel like, I'm gonna be honest, I feel like I do have some type of skill and some type of acknowledgement with the editor. Of course, I've been playing for a long time, but I'm not no top tier creator. I'm gonna let that be known right now. But see, here's the thing though. A lot of you new creators, and Marvy, if you're still in here, this is one thing you just have to realize, okay? So like, what you see now, okay, I'm gonna use you for example, Avery and Amor, because you know you guys have mad, you know, creator points. So, anyways, what I'm saying though is like, you know, when you see these guys, like, you know, some of these guys release a level, you have to understand, like, yes, that's one level they released, but they might have had 20 other levels in that editor that just didn't fucking click, and they just didn't release it. So that's one thing you guys have to understand. It's just really like, so like, that's what I'm saying. A lot of unique creators, you just have to understand, like, not everything is always going to work out. But see, that's the thing about this, like, you know, this ties into real life, you know, and I understand it. Some people may be like, okay, now this is getting like really deep, but it's in all reality, that's how it is. Sometimes in life, things may not go starting out the way how you plan to do it, but if you keep working for it and you keep achieving, you know, working for that goal, you're obviously going to achieve it. So that's one thing I want to tell a lot of you new creators. It's like, you know, it's like, you may see this fantastic level come out, yes, but that's one fit level out of like maybe 20 levels they have in the editor that just didn't work out, and that could go with like, you know, maybe an idea that they had, and maybe the coloring just wasn't working out or anything like that. Because like, I'll tell you right now, like, I know for a fact I probably have like 10 or 15 things in the editor that I try to work on, but it just doesn't work. But like I said, like, I might release a level and some people be like, oh, this looks pretty nice. Yeah, that's one level out of 15 other levels I have in the editor that just happened to work out.
Like, I spent a whole 2.0 like building levels and didn't get anything from it, because like I didn't get any. I didn't get like the level was kind of bad, but like in 2.1 my level was still bad and someone got rated. But yeah, it took me like 5-6 years to be like in the creating or in the GD editor to just actually make something that I'm proud of, which is when I came back and released Hujan. So like it's a long ass process, don't get me wrong, but trust me, like another thing, it's gonna work out, and especially if you hang out with like people that actually knows how to create, like they will help you out when it comes to the creating.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Can I there's one thing that like I've gotten so decently well acclimated to the editor. People keep asking. I have a question that I always keep getting thrown my way is, how do you create levels so fast? You have to acclimate yourself to the editor. That's the thing. Yeah. Because if you don't know the editor like you know your hand, then like how are you gonna make a level?
Yeah. That's honestly the truth. Cause like I know people were sitting here saying they're like, you guys remember when that time when I released like what 3 levels in just like under a weekend? See, see, that's the thing. First off, it was an experiment. So like once I found the style, it's Avery said it best, bro. It's like once you learn an editor, because see, in my opinion, doing modern is actually very easy. It's practically just mashing shit on top of shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and but like
that's design as well.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Except design is even easier because of the fact that you can get carried with just the colors.
Yeah,
You're
like
not even joking.
Yeah, like the main thing like that I try to focus on, like I said this before, in the editor is just like it's my atmosphere, and the colors really add to that. But see, what a lot of people don't understand, and it's like for the atmosphere, I understand people say, oh, you need like, you know, screen filtering, but I'm so serious, like to captivate on that atmosphere, that's one thing I focus on heavy is the filtering, because it's like, you know, for example, if you're out in the middle of the city, you're not gonna see no shadow silhouette, you know, to your peripheral. Actually,
Yeah.
technically, you will see your shadow because of the neon lights. But I'm saying like around your peripherals, though. You know what I mean? You're not gonna see no shadow like filter around you. So it has to feel open. It has to feel atmospheric. But like, you know, if you go inside of a building, then that's when you'll start seeing that, like, you know, kind of like that shadow filtering. So like the filtering plays a key role in your atmosphere, and so does, like, you know, just your colors in general. But like I seen Edge say something I've been wanting to tackle on this. He said what sucks the most is having a clear idea of what you want to do in the editor, but just you can't find the patience to actually do it. I've been stuck in this cycle for years. But so like my big thing to you, Edge, would be like, you know, is I understand that it's a cycle, but see, sometimes with life and like just specifically in this scenario with GD is you have to break that cycle, because see, sometimes, like, you know, it could be like kind of like a psychological thing, like, you know, maybe not consciously, but it could be subconsciously, you know what I mean, like deep embedded in your head, to like the point that you don't recognize it. So basically, like, you know, you may want this thing to happen, but you may want it to happen like that. But you have to understand though, like, it's going to take time, because like basically the more concrete that you have of an idea, and like, you know, of how unique it is, the longer it's going to take, because the whole purpose of it is it's unique. Nobody else has ever done it, so you have to explore that editor and understand, like, you know, it's unique as hell, and you're going to need to learn this yourself, you know what I mean? So that's my big thing to you, Edge, that I would say. It's just like, you know, sometimes you just got to like say fuck that cycle, bro, and just go out and get it. Like, you know what I mean? I know it sounds like rough love, but honestly, that's my biggest suggestion to you. It's just like, you know, to break that cycle, you have to just suck it up, and you have to grind in that editor for it, bro. Like, I know you can do it. Like, I know you can do it. I know any creator can do it. That's why we're here talking to you guys and just going over certain you know, topics related to GD.
Yeah. I think the one thing for my the way, this is a perfect example that I can give to anyone that's stuck in a loop. Queso broke my loop indefinitely.
Okay.
Because I remember when he dropped that hard criticism on me, and I sat there and I read it, and I had to reread it over and over and over again, and then it clicked with me, realizing that like I was stuck in my own loop, not realizing that I was stuck in a loop doing what I wanted to do, but the ideas were right there. I just didn't have I guess I was just stuck to a medium, which was design.
Yeah.
It's what inspired me to make a couple of these levels, like Memory, Q5 especially. I love that level to death. Even it's my favorite out of the new ones I've made.
Yeah, that's good. See, because you put in the work for it, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I think the person that made me snap when I think when I would quit the game. I think you guys know Norta Childa?
Yeah.
Sounds me. Yeah.
So I remember I collab with Arden, which is like a level that I made for him, and then it was a Zen level. Then Norta messaged me saying like, bro, you're an artist but you never make an art level, and then so I just like said bet, and then like I made like a super quick level for like 4 days, which is like a level my name was Luna. Nobody knows about it, but he got epic immediately.
Ooh.
And after that I took a break for 2 years, and then I realized ever since that moment, it's like, yeah, I'm an artist. Why am I not using my art skill to make art levels? And so here we are. Like I remember I was
right now.
it's like the same with Avery, where like I was just making the same like old thing with just different like little bits of different, just the same design level, and then I just realized at a point like I should just do something else. Like I'm not showing my creativity anymore. I'm stuck in a loop of like making the same level so it can get rated. I just focus on getting CP and getting CP all the time, which is not a good mindset. And luckily I snapped. So now,
I've gone back to my roots a little bit because I wanted to make another design level, but the aspect, I'm gonna say it like this because I'm not gonna spoil what this is for. The aspect of because only a few people know. I'm probably gonna tell y'all later right off the stream because I told you before what it was. The aspect of this level is supposed to be in a way kind of a criticism to a lot of things. That's all I'll say for the stream, because I'm not gonna say on stream because it'll ruin it, because it'll just spread like wildfire.
And see, like, here's the thing, right? I remember for the longest, bruh. Now Avery, please tell me if I'm wrong on this. So I'm gonna be honest with you. Now I really can't remember who specifically said this, but people would be like, you know, Avery, he's like a generic creator, and I'm like, I don't think he's. That's the style. That could be the style, but Avery has so much meaning to his levels that he creates. Fuck,
Wait,
I'm having.
how recent was this? How recent was this?
Oh, this is like a long ass time ago. I was uploading.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a long ass time ago. So it's when I was uploading to what is it, To the Top? Remember that series?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
those have like some personal meaning to me.
Yeah, I could definitely tell. I could
There's
definitely tell.
there's a few levels in between that I know have a lot of meaning. I can name them at least because I have the menu open. I
Yeah.
definitely know that Melissa was one that had a lot of meaning. To the Top.
Oh
To
my
the Top,
gosh,
To the
yeah.
Top.
Yeah, and like
I think
first off, I gotta say, I like the way how you made the sequel like that. To the Top and To the Top TWO.
you can think hard for that because it's making a level name idea for that.
Yeah, that shit was fire. But like, anyways, it's like when I'm playing this, the reason why I appreciated it so much is because first off, what people have to understand is, and this is gonna tie into Amor a lot because Amor really did this well in Boom Slayer. So first off, with GD, it doesn't matter what song you use. The song is kind of like the foundation. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
the thing about this is, obviously, I understand this is subjective, but like, you can have excellent foundation but still build a shitty ass project on top of that. That's the thing. But you can have a shitty ass foundation, build a fantastic project on top of that. Or, you know, it could be shitty and shitty or perfect and perfect. Like, well, not perfect, perfect, but great and great, you know? So anyways, what I'm saying is, for Avery, is like, your foundation, I always kind of got, it was like this glitchy but like dark type of tone that used like bright, like kind of like bright and vibrant like melodies to it at the same time. It's weird to explain. I don't even know if I'm making sense right now, but that's kind of what I got from it.
You're making sense because like
Yeah.
the tone that I originally the first one was like kind of a nod towards a lot of things. I wanted to do some changing of myself and I wanted to improve. That was the beginning of something I wanted to do different. The second level was more of a reinforcement of sometimes of how I like felt, and the third was like a complete 360 to what I probably was trying to nail in the coffin.
Yeah.
And the third level is a black sheep out of the rest because of how drastically different it is.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah, and like, the reason why I said this with Amor is because, like, see, here's the thing. When I listen to music, it's like, don't get me wrong, I'm listening to I listen to the melodies that's being portrayed, like, you know, the most. But what I tend to listen for is I try to listen for the tiniest amount of detail that's in the background, but you know, that's supporting, like, you know, that's kind of supporting what the song is trying to go for. And the reason why I bring Amor into this is because for Boom Slayer, I don't know if a lot of people realize this. Maybe they have, but like for Boom Slayer, it's kind of like, you know, when you're at that boss fight, it just has like the special sound effects, and then like they utilize that so perfectly with the actual boss. And that's one thing I really want to, like, you know, advocate for more creators to do. And like, you know, Arp, I played your most recent level 2. I honestly don't remember the name of it, but it's kind of had like, I don't know, like this wheelchair around it, I believe, like kind of spinned around in a circle. Yeah. So yeah, but
it's like represent like the passing of time, kind of. Like,
that's what I'm saying, and like I appreciate that so much, is because like here's the thing about it. So we can all, I guarantee you this right now, if we all after stream was like, you know what, we're gonna build a level to the same exact song, I guarantee all 4 of us gonna have a completely different outcome to it, because that's just how art is, bro. Like that's literally how art is. We all have different mindsets, and like it all ties into our mindset because it comes down to like our upbringing, our life experiences, and things like that, and how, like, you know, that kind of like shapes our mind to who we are today, and like, you know, that kind of shapes our minds into art, you know, in to a certain extent. So like that's what people really have to understand. It's like, you know, it's fun. It's honestly fun creating. And like, I know a lot of my friends, like, they ask me, they'd be like, so like, why do you enjoy GD so much? And I'm like, the reason why I enjoy GD so much is because like I feel like, honestly, like there's just like no ending point to it, because there's no ending point to art, and there's just so much you can do. But oh, that's my phone ringing. It's just a random number. I don't know what that is.
I don't want to answer this deeper meaning question in chat.
What is it?
So like, okay, Thermoxin says, so is it bad if a level doesn't have deeper meaning? I think it really depends on like what you define as deeper meaning. Like, a level doesn't need a story. You don't need to be like, oh, if you look between the lines, it means this and this. Like, I think the deep meaning is just what you wanted to do with it. It's not really like, if you just sit down and make a level for fun, that's meaning. that's what you want it to do. Like if you place blocks, there's meaning behind those blocks.
Yeah.
You get some sort of
No,
intent behind it. It's
a
not like
good
it's not like
example.
a story.
A good example, I was like, it's a good example for not for Mace Nuts. I remember I asked Nuts a bunch of questions because I've been talking to him a lot lately, and I was talking about intermission, and I was talking about this side up, and it's like, wow, this level is so cool. Like how do you get to like to be like behind the story of this, like something like that? Like is there a meaning to it? And then Nuts said no. I mean, he just want to make a level because he hears a song, and oh, this is cool. Let's make a level about it. Like. And look how great it is. Because like,
I'd say that is meaning. That's meaning right there. That's
It
all
really
you really
is.
need. If you want to make a level, there you go.
Yeah, a level doesn't need a 20 paragraph long of like, oh, this block design is placed because it represent you know anything like that. That's in my opinion is percentage. And if people want to do that, that's completely fine. But like a level shouldn't be complex. If like a level doesn't need to be complex if you want it to be good. Like a simple level, just because it's look cool, it plays well, and it looks fun, and it's like it's pleasure to see. Then there you go. That's it. You don't need like some deep meaning to it. A deep meaning level, in my opinion, a level with putting too much meaning to it would actually kind of ruin it.
Yeah.
Because like
agreed.
it doesn't let people just interpret what the level want, because like other people can view level differently. Like people can view intermission as this super fun level, or maybe people can view intermission as like this fun dream that someone's having. Like it's multiple meaning. So like putting meaning into a level, in my opinion, is a bad thing because it doesn't let other people find the meaning for themselves.
Right.
In my opinion, that's the best part.
There's certain levels that do really have like a cool meaning that like
definitely
makes it like something recently like with Megalodon by Subwoofer, like it clearly has a defined story behind it. Like you're infiltrating this place, you're getting in there, getting the plans, and you're escaping, and I think that's awesome. That kind of meaning, if you want to add that to your level, that is so cool. I think depending on the meaning you want, you can make your level cooler, but it doesn't necessarily need it. Like there's fantastic levels in this game that are just like no meaning at all. Like it does not need meaning in the slightest. But it can.
The reason why Megalodon works so much is because you don't need to work to find the meaning. The meaning is just visible right there. Like you can immediately see the meaning, the story behind it, and that's, in my opinion, the best part, the best possible way to put meaning on your level. It doesn't need to be vague. It doesn't need to be super like, what is it? Just abstract. Like just put like if your level can just show meanings immediately and people click on it. That's when a level that is, in my opinion, with a good meaning.
There you go. I like that. I really do like that.
Like same with me on Boomslayer. I wrote a whole paragraph. Just like saying what part each part do, and then people catch it, and that's good. You know. I'm not the type of person to make a level that is like the same decoration until the end and then have like a billion meanings to it, you know?
Yeah. Like, there really isn't such thing as like having too much complexity in a level where it's kind of like, just too much going on. And it's kind of like, I get they're trying to tell a story, but like at the same time, the whole point of it is when you come up with ideas, you usually have 20 million ideas, but then like, part of that process is naturally like narrowing down those ideas. You know what I mean? Hold on real quick. This is off topic real quick, but I don't know why I didn't think of fucking Grax, but like I see Grax is in this call, and like I kind of wanted 5 people, so like fuck, bro. I really want to. Next time, Grax, I'm definitely inviting you to this shit. Because Grax, okay, fine. Grax, if you want to join, hit us up. You'll join the podcast, bro. I'll edit the shit right now and put your name in the title. Damn, bro, because like seriously, Grax, like he really is somebody like that. I know me and him talk quite a bit, and he really like, like me and Grax, bro. Like we talk quite a bit about this shit. Like honestly, like I'm not gonna say all the time, but like we always used to play Dead by Daylight together.
I talk to him all the time about this, every day.
And then whenever everybody leaves us,
it was years ago. I just saw Grax streaming, just some random dude, and he was making the most dog shit level. Like it's still on the server. It's called Komodo. It's just like absolutely not great, but like I was watching him build, and he would just have all these ideas and like small little details, and I was like, that's kind of cool. And like he had these meanings behind the stuff he had, and I was just like, I'm just gonna bring him into my level. So I added him to shock therapy, and this man spent a month on one part, just intricate details everywhere. Like he has such a different mind for this editor. And I think it's so interesting. Like he thinks so differently about like all the little details that go into things. And, like he's come so far over the years to be just this fantastic. He's better than me now. Absolutely. I ask him for all the help with my levels.
Like looking at like I remember, you know, I'm not. Or hold on, you might low-key remember me saying this. Remember, I think you showed me shock therapy, and I remember when it was Grax's part, I was kind of like, who built this part? Like, it doesn't look good. And then you were like, his name is Grax. And then just seeing the type of shit that Grax is building now, it's just like, you know, it's satisfying. But like, it's just not with him though. It's like with all of you guys. Like Amor, I went through and played your old ass levels and like played your most recent, and I was just like, damn, Amor came so fucking far, bro. I was like, but no, like honestly though, as an artistic creator though, like you have to, I mean, there is no way you can tell me opposite, but you have to feel hella satisfied with that. Like you cannot tell me that is super satisfying. Looking at back at where you came from, and this is like, you know, that's why I appreciate Parallax so much for telling me that. But like looking back where you came from and looking where you're at now, it's just like, fuck, bro, I never thought I would have came here, like, you know. So like, oh, there goes Ed. He says, I'm the best creator. Yeah, bro, we love you, Ed.
Speaking of best creator, now I want to ask each of you guys, like, I want to each of you, who is your favorite creator, like creators, and why? Okay, and I just want you guys to.
I don't even think I can answer that.
No,
same. I'm the same there.
Really?
Yes, I can't.
Because for me, I still have someone that I genuinely still like and hasn't popped yet. I have two. So I used to do this.
Kelly's feet. Right? I mean, what? So no.
No. So my favorite is Goose and JF, and the reason why I'm thinking this is like this. I love levels when it's just look good. It doesn't need to have behind meaning, like as I said earlier, right?
Yeah.
But I also love level that do something. Like I also love like just level in general that is like different from each other. And Goose and JF is completely different from each other, right? Yeah. Goose is this complex artist with experimenting colors, just complex pulsing, while JF is here with the simplistic and yet super pleasing, pleasing levels and fun to play. This two, in my opinion, is like a yin and yang for me, because like Goose, just in my opinion, holds to my heart with like this really cool, complex, like amazing piece of art from his design level, while JF in here is just simplistic but super effective. And I still cannot like find someone that in my opinion can like replace these two role in my heart, because like I love a lot of levels that is like they just represent that you don't need to make a super complex level to make it good, or you don't need to make a super simplistic
JF is the definition
to make
of
it
that.
good.
You know,
and
JF absolutely defines that.
And those two are like so well with each other. Like JF can make whatever simplistic he is, but it works well because he puts his heart into it and he has fun. Same with Goose. Like he just makes level that he enjoys putting a lot of work into his work, and then it works out well at the end.
I think it's a really good thing to look at. Like we were talking about this earlier. You can look at their old levels; they are not good. Like they've clearly come a long way. Like if you think like it's hard to start creating, like it really is. But you just have to get started, and eventually you'll make it to these points. Like JF has so many levels, and I have beaten every single one of his levels. A lot of them are terrible, but like his recent like past few years of levels have been fantastic, just because he's like established a style that works.
Yes, and like
and it doesn't need. He doesn't put too much story to that level. He just like built it because he loves building it. And I immediately I know this because I talked to JF quite recently a lot, and that's what he said, and it's awe-inspiring because like you don't need a huge skill to make level. You just need to make it for yourself and make yourself happy. And the more you do it, that's eventually it will click and it will be a good level that everybody likes. Besides you.
And see, and here's my thing. Like, okay, I feel like this is obviously still on topic, but here's the thing. Okay, about this, I feel like kind of the point that I'm at right now, like I'm saying, like my age, I feel like, because you know how when you have like a younger audience, they tend not to really listen to adults because they're like, oh, they're just adults, they don't know what they're talking about. I feel like all of us, like for our age group, this is like the most effective age group where you can really like, you know, kind of like speak volume to like these younger audiences, because it's kind of like, you know, they're not adults, but like at the same time we're not really the same age, but we're kind of the same age, but at the same time they are adults. So like my biggest thing to like, you know, if you want to get into the GD editor, guys, my biggest thing would be like, you know, if you want to see substantial progress fast, this is gonna sound like a stretch, but I'm so serious. focus on your art class in high school. I'm so serious. If you really want to so fast, focus on your art class in high school. Because I'm so
you don't know
serious.
how much I wish I took an art
Yes,
class.
like I took art class in middle school. I did not care about it. I took art class in high school. And I remember my freshman and sophomore year, I didn't care about it. But then I started, my sophomore year is when I started playing GD. My senior year, I started getting into like, you know, I wanted to experiment just a tiny bit with the editor. So I was like, you know what? I'm in art class. Let me just pay attention to these elements a little bit and then really just kind of incorporate this into GD. But see, the thing about GD is like, you know, at the same time, it's not completely coding, but it low-key is coding at the same time too, though. So you do need to know a bit about coding. Yeah, so like, but my biggest thing is like, I'm so serious. I don't mean to sound like nobody's fucking parent or anything like that. But like, you should first off, you should pay attention to all your classes, obviously. But if just for just for GD, yeah, but just for GD though, like I'm so serious. If you guys want to see progress fast, pay the fuck attention in your like in your art classes. I'm so serious, bro, because they teach you the core elements of art basically, and then once you know those core elements, you can literally apply that to the editor, bro. Like that's what really helped me, because like I was just over here like, for example, like a 90-degree angle, like, you know, because the thing about art is like, you know, art is made out of shapes, and like for the longest time when people said, why is it called geometry dash, I was like, I don't know. But now that I'm a creator, I'm like, I know why it's called geometry dash, because, you know, the geometry element is built like, you know, it's for building, because you're using all these geometrical, like, you know, different shapes and things like that to build your artistic, like, you know, viewpoint that you want to view and things like that. So like, I'm so serious. Like, this may sound out of proportion, but if you really pay attention to your art class, your art teacher will teach you these elements, and when you go into editor, you're going to be like, oh shit, like, because I learned this, it's really easy. But if you don't pay attention in your art class and you try to get into editing like by yourself, whoo, you can do it. Don't get me wrong, you can do it, but
you can definitely do it.
Great luck. Good luck on that. Good luck.
I mean, I would say I have never took an art class ever in my life. I just draw.
Okay, yeah, keep flexing on us some more.
No, here's the thing, because like, hold on. Okay. Here's the thing, because like, it's not about like you have to like take like multiple cassettes and then actually do it. Sorry about my sister, by the way. You don't have to like, it's not about, you have to learn it and you have to like find ways to learn it and then implement it. But like, it's, in my opinion, it's not just about that. When you want, in my opinion, art is not about learning, it's about having fun. And so you gotta just do it for the fun instead of doing it to improve yourself. Of course, you know, the more you do it, the more time you improve.
Exactly.
Like, focus on, if you wanted to start, then don't do it to actually be good. I know it sounds weird, but do it because you want to do it and because you enjoy doing it.
That's the biggest part.
That's really.
If you're forcing yourself, you'll just quit.
Back then, I didn't even care of how good my art looks. I didn't even care how, like, in my opinion, it looks good, because, and in my opinion, sometimes it looks bad, but I enjoy doing that. And then the more times you do it, the more times you have fun, the more times you have the ability to improve without knowing that you're going to improve, because you have fun doing it. Don't see it as a task, see it as a hobby. And that's, in my opinion, the same goes to making levels. Just do it for fun. Don't do it for a goal, in my opinion. Just do it for now for fun, and then once you actually have the foundation, that's when you can start putting goals into yourself, putting standard to yourself, putting achievement for yourself. Like, that's the best way you can do it. And then if you do that, trust me, if you have fun doing it and then eventually increase style, it's gonna be more comfortable. You're gonna be more relieved to yourself.
You know,
as a creator or as an artist.
You know who, like, I know I brought his name up quite a bit, but I'm just so serious, bro. Like, to me, he's a great friend. He really is. But it's Parallax once again, and I'm so appreciative to have him as a friend, because, like, see, here's the thing about Parallax, right? And obviously you guys too. See, the thing about friendship is a great thing, don't get me wrong, but friendship creates this bias towards one another, you know, to where it's like, if we ask for feedback or with anything, it's kind of like, friendship kind of has that bias where it's like, I don't want to be like, you know, telling the wrong thing to give off the wrong perception. But like, if you remove bias from like your constructive criticism, trust me, your feedback will be like, you know, I'm not saying you guys specifically, I'm just speaking in general, but I'm just saying like, you know, your feedback is going to be far more substantial to that person that's asking for it. But like, the reason why I bring Parallax up is because like, that's why I love asking for feedback from him, because like, you know, he completely removes that bias, and it's just like, you know, Kelly, this is good, your colors are great. And then like if I do something wrong, he's just over here like, Kelly, I'm gonna be honest with you, it's not really doing it. I see what you're trying to go for. Me and him have completely different styles, but he really reads from what I'm trying to do, and he just implements like, what I'm trying to do. And he's like, you can do this or you can do that. So like I'm so serious, like I'm pretty sure you guys have him added, but I'm so serious. If you guys really want well-constructed criticism, you guys really should probably go to him because he just removes that biased figure. I'm really being dead ass serious too. I'm really not trying to say this like, oh, he's trying to shut out Parallax. Dead ass. No, I haven't talked to him. But like the point that I'm making though is like, that's why he's just such a great friend to me, because like I said, like he doesn't let our friendship get in the way from for the constructive criticism. He knows what I'm trying to do. He recognizes it, and he's just like, you know what? Okay, this is what you need to improve on, and this is what you don't need to improve on. It's really just a well-balancing factor. So like, as me, I was like, from you guys, and I don't know whoever else is watching this, but from you guys, if I ever come to you for feedback, please don't, I'm being serious, don't ever feel like, I might hurt Kelly's feelings. You're not gonna hurt my feelings at all. You would hurt more my feelings if you're hiding the truth from me because you think it's going to hurt my feelings. You honestly hurt my feelings more so from that. So like, I'm just being serious. Like, if I ever come to you guys for feedback, remove that bias that you have towards me and just, and give me that well-constructed criticism. I'm saying like, you guys do that pretty well, but I'm just letting it be known now, because at the end of the day, that's what it's about, helping each other grow. You may not like to hear some things, but you may like to hear some things. So, it's all about being able to take constructive criticism as well too,
Me, Kelly.
What's up?
Kelly to me is like, Amor, what do you think? Dog shit.
Dog shit, Kelly. You love a city.
The worst thing I've ever seen. I
Black
can't
and white
believe you
looking
made this.
Can I say something?
Is this a hate
Yeah,
game? What's
go
up?
ahead, Avery.
Okay, so to anyone that's in chat, I'm not applying this to y'all because you already know how I am when it comes to feedback. To anyone in chat that usually asks me for a request and you ask for feedback, I'm gonna give you a choice. I do this with everyone. I'm gonna give you the. Do you want to know if I sent it or not, or do you want the full scope of things? Because I'll just keep it quick. I'll keep it cool with people.
Yeah, that's actually. Go ahead.
I gotta tend to learn that giving out feedback to people that don't care, it's more than not. So I either tell them, do you want to know if I sent it or not, or do you want to know my feedback? And I get a good handful of that want that send or not. And I tell them no, I didn't send it because it ain't good.
Yeah, you know what? And actually, Avery,
there are times I do send levels that are like good and they don't ask for feedback, so there's those exceptions.
And
There's
Avery,
a few people like that, but not often.
oh my gosh, Avery, I'm so happy you said that, bro. Because literally, like, some people come to me for feedback or like, for things, and like sometimes I'll send them this long paragraph to just like, okay, like I understand some people have different ways of going about it and like being short with things, but I'm just like, do you not care about my feedback? I'm trying to help you out, but I'm like, I don't know, maybe they do care about it, but they're just being like short, because I understand people have different ways of responding to things, of course. But I'm actually happy you said that though, because I'm actually about to start doing that to them too whenever they start hitting me up. But like, no, seriously though, it's like, that's the thing that I feel like is another problem with the community. It's like, people are so like quick to only care about that CP. I know I made a joke earlier about it, but that was only a joke. In all reality, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't care about CP. What I care, don't get me wrong, it is nice to see people appreciate your work for the time and effort that you spent into it. But like, the main thing I care about is just like, people looking at my work and seeing the theme that I was trying to go for. If I get CP from it, then okay, that's cool. I thank you so much. Okay, cool. But what I really appreciate the most is like, it's just really like art. When you create something, you want the world to see the theme that you're going for. And I feel like that kind of sometimes clouded by this creator point system is because like the creator point system is because like Geometry Dash has a young audience, so they just mainly care, oh, the more CP I have, the more recognition I'm gonna have, or the more clout I'm gonna have. But you have to understand, bro, and I know so many creators that's like this. You can have 6 CP, but if all those levels are fucking fantastic, like if it's 2 levels, it's epic. You're going to have the recognition, but see, that's the thing about it too. If you're solely going out to try to get clout recognition, then you're not going to have a good take on yourself. Maybe some people are cool with that. They don't care as long as they have that recognition. But if you're just doing something out of something you purely love, then that recognition is just gonna come with it because you're purely loving it and people are recognizing that and they're seeing that. So like, my thing is, basically what I'm saying though is like, with the creative point system, it's like, sometimes if you decide to like, not focus on the CP as much and focus more on your project, and I'm telling you, bro, you're going to see the achievements that you want to achieve. You know what I mean? You're going to see the goals that you have set in mind. I'm so serious on that. Like, a lot of creators, I feel like in this community really need to know that, and we need to capitalize on that as well too.
I feel, like, I understand. I'm gonna give some people the benefit of the doubt. Everyone and their mother probably at one point in time wanted only build just to get the first 2 creator points. I was like that. I'm gonna be perfectly honest.
Yeah. I think we all were.
If you're not like that, you're not a creator. I'm just
You're not a creator. No, you're not a creator. No,
true.
No, but like, we all wanted to build for creator points at one point. What I don't get is how people were able to hash out the same stuff over again just for that same desire. Like,
CP grinding.
I think part of CP is about like your own personal accomplishment. Like, it should not be used as a competitive thing. Like, creating should not be competitive in the slightest. And when I interpret creator points, it's nice to see that number just to know like those are the projects that I have released and that's what's on my account.
Yeah,
I think that's really cool.
Yeah, and see, here's the thing. Because I just see somebody named Walter the Boss 5004. He said, I was honest too. I was one of those people to take care about CP. It's just really important. But see, this is kind of going to tie back into what we said. See, this is what we think. On a general perspective of things, this is not right, but this is not wrong. You know what I mean? So if you care about that, then that is you individually. That is not right and that is not wrong. So if you really just care about that, then hey, you can go for that. But we're just trying to say though, like, in our opinions, it's best to focus more on your level rather than focusing on the CP aspect of things. In our opinions, So, whether or not if you want to do that or not, that's clearly up to you because you have your life, and at the end of the day, you have your way of going about things. So that's my biggest thing to you. It's just like do what you want to do because at the end of the day, see, you shouldn't be playing this game to try to like please a certain amount of people because at the end of the day, this game is like a double-edged sword. You have people that care about CP, you have people that care more about the artistic point of things, and a double-edged sword can never be intertwined together. You know what I mean? So it's just kind of like do what you want to do. That's fun for you. At the end of the day. But I'm gonna get back on topic. First off, Amor, I didn't know you had a cat. that shit fire.
Yo, cat.
Yo, that shit fire. I have a dog. His name's Maximus, but his ass over there running around. Yeah.
That's a powerful name for a dog.
He's a German Shepherd.
If I heard someone had like a dog named Maximus, I'd be intimidated.
Let me see, Maximus.
He pulls up on me and knocks me over.
Yeah.
Para.
What'd you say?
Para in the chat.
Oh, what's good, Para?
What's up, Para?
What's good, Para?
Para, can I just say Coldplay is ass?
Yeah.
True. Can we ban Crit, by the way? He keeps sending me stuff that's making me laugh. He's trying to make me laugh.
No, but
I hate him.
But yeah, I'm gonna definitely. First off, I'm just gonna say most like. I'm so serious. I thought this was gonna be chill, but this is actually fun as fuck. Like, I'm so serious, bro. This is actually really fun. But
yeah, I like this. This is awesome.
Yeah.
Bring me next time.
There's one thing I saw something in chat about like Ludwig, and that instantly reminded me of like Dream stands. I'm like, oh my god, I'm glad this community does not have stands whatsoever.
Juniper stand on!
What's up, buddy?
Even those are
Come here.
They're tame in comparison to what you see on Twitter. Oh my god.
Well, because like Dream is such a big YouTuber. That's probably why. I mean, like everything that is big.
Hey, yo, there's Maximus. Honestly,
yeah.
He looks exactly like what I thought he would.
He's tired, bro.
Powerful dog.
Holy shoot.
What's up, buddy? But yeah, I'm streaming right now. You're in stream, buddy. So you wanna go ahead and get out? But I'm just playing. You can say it. But yeah, anyways,
living his best life.
Yeah, and like, Amor, I think I remember I said this to you last time, but I'm so serious. Like, GD really has taught me to learn. Buddy, why are you looking at my hand? But anyways, GD really has taught me to like really just appreciate art more because like while I'm sitting here like looking at other people's levels, it's just like Arp, Avery, and you yourself, Amor, like you said, like it's just really important like viewing what that artist is trying to go for. But
Mhm.
I suggested this game to Amor before. Listen, you guys have got to play Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze. I know it sounds funny, but I'm just so serious. Just
No way.
the art.
Kelly's like,
No.
Kelly's like just talk about
Donkey
one
Kong.
thing and then out of nowhere there's like a million
No.
just change sides.
No, but seriously,
Geometry Dash.
the art.
Tropical freeze.
Creating is such a great thing. But have you ever heard of tropical Donkey
No,
Kong?
I'm so serious though. Like Tropical Freeze, like I'm just so serious. It's the art style with it. Like that's how it's like kind of like intertwining with, like with what I was saying earlier. It's the art style with it, bro. You can just tell what the hell Nintendo was going for, bro. Like just with the music and the art style when you're playing through that level. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. And like I realized that about ARP a lot. It's like when I'm playing a lot of games or anybody's playing a lot of games, like ARP really. I say ARP because I never really like paid attention to you guys when I'm playing other games, but like whenever ARP sees another game, he seems to be like appreciative because he really understands what that game developer is going for.
Yeah.
So like,
it's probably because my dad works in the industry.
yeah, I was gonna say that.
I've seen it firsthand.
Yeah, I was
Like,
gonna say that.
Recently, I'm not a fan of like the new Kirby's because they're like really easy. But like my little brother was playing it and he wanted me to play with him, and I wasn't really too enthusiastic about it at first. But then I realized like, this game looks incredible. The
Kirby
art,
is such a great, yeah,
I don't know how
Kirby
they
is
make the art look so cool. Like there is so much intricacy in so much of the.
Yeah.
And not even the new
world.
Kirby, dude. The 3DS
so
Kirby,
cool.
the style, the character design, the background. Oh,
It's fantastic.
I
have
don't
such
like
an
it.
appreciation for,
I
like,
don't
the
like
art in
playing
games.
Nintendo. I don't like playing Nintendo. I'll just say this as much. But when it comes to Kirby, I played everything that is Kirby.
Mhm.
Like the old 3DS Kirby, I played the newer Kirby.
They're so good.
Because like it's such, I don't know, it's so beautiful. Like when I like again, it's the same thing as gameplay. When a game that is like good to like what is it? Oh, not gameplay, but a level. I know it's like gameplay is a huge factor, but when it looks good, it just
Yeah.
it feels satisfying to play.
Exactly.
And like,
Yeah.
you know what? Actually, I think I might do next week. Actually, and obviously, you guys, we wouldn't talk about this like right now because I don't know about your schedules or anything. But I think really one thing we could do next week is like, I think I might set up like a tier system, right? To where we play like these type of level requests, and then we all individually will be like, okay, S tier, A tier, and then like based on the average of like of what all 4 or 5 of us say, we'll kind of like place that into the tier list. You know what I mean? I think that'd be a really cool idea because
That
at the
sounds
same
cool.
time, that's gonna like really like help like give the example we're speaking of today is how all 4 of us, yeah, we're talking specifically on a certain matter, but it's like we all at the end of the day individually, all 4 of us, we have different perspectives when it comes to art. So like that's really just a fascinating thing about GD. But like I said, bro, like I sometimes like I don't know Rob at all, obviously, but I just sometimes think Rob, like as he's the creator of this game, obviously, I know he just has to sit back and just be like, wow, I can't believe like I created a platform that like people are really just utilizing the fundamentals of art itself like this, like just look at it like from the contest, from the icon contest, like Geometry Dash has taught people to become basically digital creators, like, you know what I mean? People have joined Geometry Dash just for the fun of it, but at the same time they've learned how to like digitally create like art, and different things like that, like from sketches, from actual like applying like the coding physics of it. Like I understand, like don't get me wrong, I understand, I took coding classes in college and things like that. I'm still in college obviously, but like trust me, there's far more that goes into coding than just what Geometry Dash portrays. But I think Geometry Dash is a really good like starting platform for coding, because you have to like you recognize like
the logic behind it.
yeah, the logic, and like basically the tiniest. I tell my brother this, and like that's why like Marcus, he doesn't play GD at all, but when he looks at my levels, he looks at other levels, he's just kind of like, wow, I see what they have to do, because I expressed to him so much. I'm like, the tiniest detail you see in GD, they had to make that shit. The tiniest detail, they had to make it, they had to code it to work properly, and like that, I feel like in a way that kind of like incorporates things in life, like the tiniest detail, like you reap what you sow, honestly, you know what I mean? So like like with life, the tiniest things like that you want to do in life, you know, it's gonna just be a substantial factor. And I don't know if any of you guys watch Hunter x Hunter. Spoiler alert. Well, it's not really spoiler. It's just at the end. But that's why I love Togashi so much.
No way you say
No.
spoilers. Just again. Chill,
No,
chill, chill.
no. I'm not giving the plot of the story. It's just what Gene said at the end. He said sometimes if you're going towards a main objective, you have to enjoy the side journeys in life, because sometimes those side journeys is going to be a substantial factor that's going to help you reach your main goal. And that's all. And that's honest, because like if you want to be a graphic designer, Geometry Dash could be like a side objective for you. But like, you know, you got to enjoy that side objective, because at the end of the day, that's going to help contribute to your main goal. You know what I mean? So like, that's what I'm saying. Like, he's a fantastic artist, artistic. Obviously he's good at art, but I'm saying like, he's a fantastic writer. That's why I appreciate that so much. Like him saying that, you know what I mean?
Like, I think like, thank you so much for the rate, sweetheart.
Thank
A
you,
good
Shredder.
example was
Nice.
I think like the funny example and the good example was of like putting GD as like something for the future is like I think optical, because optical uses his work for his college and he got into it, and he made I think
he
he
actually
made some
applied
company.
with it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know
did.
multiple people who've applied with their geometry
Dude,
stuff who've gotten into
Dude, I'm
college.
gonna play Boom Slayer for fuck's sake. Like I will do
Yeah.
that.
I'm putting Castlevania, Boom Slayer. I'm putting all those things on my college resume.
Oh yeah,
If I'm
facts.
applying to jobs, I'm totally doing it. I can probably explain it in a way that makes it sound even.
Cause like,
And
like making
too, I can be like community manager for geometry.
Yeah.
no, like making a level, especially mega collabs. If you can host a mega collab, you essentially can like it's a small aspect of like management, and it's good for like if you wanted to make a video game, if you want to make a song, or if you want to make anything that is artistic.
Yes.
Like management is really key, and that's what I use Boom Slayer for. Like I want to utilize anything that I am able to do, and put it in Boom Slayer. Putting concept art, making sound effects, play testing, of course. Like it's like a video game, like making a video game, like planning anything, what is it, encouragement, progress, like everything to the point until the release of the level. That's management, and we can do that. Then you're set. You can, it's like such a good practice for the future if you want to ever make something that is artistic.
Exactly. And like,
so, yeah.
This is kind of like I think this is gonna be our next topic, and I know for a fact this is gonna be a broad topic. So just to start things off, obviously we know 2.2 is coming close, but I'm gonna be honest. Don't get me wrong. I'm really actually excited as fuck for 2.2. Obviously, you know, I'm excited as fuck for it.
Yeah.
But it kind of worries me, and hear me out on this, right? You see where GD is going right now with 2.11. Remember how we were talking about earlier, like how a lot of creators are focusing more on the concept of decoration over gameplay. And just the way how I see how 2.2 is going to be incorporated, I kind of feel like people are going to forget about that gameplay element. Not at first, because people are going to experiment with the editor, obviously. But I'm saying, like down the line, it kind of worries me, because I can really see a lot of people just focusing more on the decoration aspect of it and just the gameplay. Because like right now, I feel like it's like decorations like here and gameplay's right here. But maybe like this. But when 2.2 comes out, I can kind of see this is decoration, this is like gameplay. You know what I mean? More people are just gonna be capitalizing on that. You know?
I feel like what's gonna happen is gonna be the same thing it had at the beginning of 2.1, where everything just kind of dropped in the hole.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Yeah.
Like, it will definitely be shit in the beginning, but then I feel like it's gonna take a long time for people. But like eventually it will be good. There will be those like
those things expand because someone has an idea. Like a lot of like the early things in 2.0 is just because like Funny Game had this idea, everyone starts doing it. People like it's always like people just do the same thing, but someone has this idea, people start expanding on it, and that's where the progression truly comes in. So
yeah, like a good example is like back then. I think I remember because like people doesn't make gameplay back then before redecorating, and then Taman out of nowhere is like, guys, what if we make the gameplay first, then decorate? And then look at this, everybody's doing the same thing. And I feel like with 2.2 coming out, with especially all the hoopla that they're adding in the thing, it's gonna take a long time, but eventually there's gonna be an individual or some people that's like, yo, you can do this and it will be better, and everybody will do it, and then it's gonna be good again.
Right.
Probably it's gonna take a longer time, but I know it's gonna be great, especially like with platformer mode, with like going back in time in the editor and stuff like that. There's definitely gonna be some hiccups, but like I feel like it just give it time. and then eventually the people, the god creators will just like step in. It's like, here's how you do it.
Yeah.
Meaning-
I feel like with 2.2, there's gonna be so many creators now are gonna have their potential completely unlocked, and then there's gonna be so many crazy kind of levels you're gonna be seeing in 2.2.
Like not even just the new features, it's like having new groups and new colors. My God, it's gonna be interesting.
Listen, I've already kind of like thought of ideas. Like you guys ever see like those videos where it's kind of like it goes from layer to layer, like the transition, like the camera kind of follows like layer to layer. Like see, 2.2 hasn't even came out yet. Even I've thought of ideas like that. So it's obviously like the ideas that people are gonna come up with are gonna be out of this fucking world. You know what I mean? But see, what I'm most excited for though is like, see, the reason why I think 2.11 is so fantastic is because like, given how, first off, the editor is obviously limited, but it's just like the amount of like creativity that's been implemented in the editor. It's like, is the editor really limited? And it's crazy that like it's just a 2D platformer game. People have legit made a 3D platforming level out of the fucking editor. Like, it's crazy to think about. You know what I mean? So like, here's the thing too. Like, as all of us are creators. The thing about it is like, you know, no matter how fantastic of a creator you are, I just feel like there's always just things you can learn about the editor, and that's what just makes it so fucking fun. Like, you know, there's just so many different things you can learn, and it's just like, it's really just surprising because it's like, damn, one man really made this game. And like, don't get me wrong, of course GD has his problems here and there. Actually, it has quite a bit of problems. But like, you know, it has a lot of problems.
There's a lot of problems.
But we look past those problems.
Yeah, but like that's a thing though, because like even in 2.1 right now, there's still like more things that I can do and more things that people can do to make the levels more interesting, and there's something new that you can do. Like even
I
if
think that
2.2,
if we got stuck with this update forever, it would still be awesome for 10 years down the line.
Yeah.
If 2.2 just added more optimization and just make it less buggy and added more groups, I would be fine. If there's no new feature, just new groups, I'll be fine. Because like the only thing that is limiting us right now is groups, especially in GD.
Yeah.
But like if we have like unlimited of groups or like a large amount than what we have right now, I feel like the level will just increase. Because like that's the thing, and that's why, in my opinion, I don't really excited on 2.2 like at all. Like it's like then it doesn't really help that I also quit for 2 years, so I don't really like experience 2.1 that much, and there's just so much more things that I can do in the editor that I want to do. So like if 2.2 doesn't come out in like 2 or 3 years, I am completely fine. And I know it's annoying for some people, but like again, we're still finding bangers upon bangers in 2.2 and 2.1, and the update is 4 years old. Yeah. So it's still not going down.
Two things. Go ahead, Avery.
Oh, I was just agreeing. That's all.
Okay. Two things about that. First thing I'm gonna say is this is kind of like just a quick surface idea of things, but like I've always been this type of person. I know people are like, come on, man, release the level, like not relevel, excuse me, release the game, release the update. But here's the thing you guys have to understand: it takes you guys, some people, a year to create. That's just creating a level. Imagine creating a whole freaking game. Like, and I'm just gonna say for this aspect, like an entire game, because basically, let's be honest, this update is gonna be like a whole new fucking game with Geometry Dash. Let's be honest, right? So like, obviously, it's gonna take time. But I've always been more so as the type of person where it's like, I would much, and I mean much rather, developers take their time with an update or with their game rather than releasing it half-ass. Because if you release it half-ass, then you're not going to get good praise over it. But if you take a long time with it, but it's just like, you know, it's very fluent, then you're going to see the success that you want, you know, your product to become. And my second thing with this is tying back into what we were talking about with 2.11 and the amount of time. I don't know how you guys, I know some people are like kind of mixed with him and things, but I'm great friends with him. You know, he's changed a lot, but his name is BH Fusion. I'm sure you guys are familiar with him.
He has heard that name so long.
Yeah, but hear me out though. He hasn't played this game in so long. You know, I'm not gonna give his personal life story out. Obviously, that's respect to his personal life. But like, you know, he's just been busy and things. Literally, I think it was like last week or a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks ago. He came back and I showed him some of the, you know, recent levels in Geometry Dash, and he was just mind blown. He was like, bro, I'm not gonna lie, I thought this game was gonna die off. He was like, oh my gosh, like it's crazy what creators have been doing. He said, like, don't get me wrong. He's like, he told me, he's like, I'm personally like a bigger fan of core creation, but like I gotta admit where right is right. He's like, it's just crazy. I thought this game was gonna die, but people are still finding ways to, like, carry out this, like, this lifespan at 2.11. And I told him, I said, Fusion, you're absolutely right about that. And that's the crazy thing about the editor is, like, that's why I feel like 2.11 is I'm not gonna say that, yeah, so far what we have, the best update, because I'm gonna be honest, if this is 2.0, it would have been dead because you didn't have the layering and everything like that. But then again, it's kind of like, would it really be dead? Because, like, then again, if we had it for this amount of time, I'm sure people would have found different ways around it.
There's always advancements that can be made. Like, even with the most limited editor, with it, like, with this much time, advancements will be made.
Yeah, and like he's another one too. Like that's why I like talking to him a lot too, because like I know he said like he's done some like messed up things in the past, but like that's another thing I don't like when people do. It's like, we're all human, we all make mistakes and things like that, but like some people just really try to go and take what you did 2-3 years ago and try to use it against you. I'm like, see, that's the thing. I'm not going to say that has influence to the character you are today, because see, that's the thing. It definitely does, but it could be in a positive way, because some people can recognize the things that they did were completely screwed up 2-3 years ago, but that's helped develop them as a character, you know what I mean? It helped them grow. So like, it's like, why are you trying to take that negative thing that they've done 2-3 years ago, because then at the same time that's helped shape their character of who they are today in a positive manner.
I agree.
You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, I sometimes don't like when people do that, like, they just try to do it for clout or like, recognition and things like that, but it's just like, bro, you're really that desperate, you know what I mean, for clout or recognition? You're gonna get it at the same time, but like the thing about it is like, because I used to be like a person like this, when I wasn't really, I'm still not going to say I'm known in the GD community, but I'm just saying, like, I'm friends with like, a lot of the higher ups and things like that. But like, when I wasn't like, didn't have connects and things like that, I was always be like, do they even pay attention and things like that? So like, and the answer to that is like, yes, like, like I'm sure you guys can, testify with me for this. It's like, you pay attention to those little things, you know what I mean? And I think a lot of new creators, they don't recognize that. It's like, people, they pay attention to the things that you're doing, and that's why I think it's so important for people to recognize, like, the character that you build and things like that. Because see, here's the thing, at least for me, you can tell when somebody's doing something out of the pureness of their heart versus like trying to do it for some clout or some recognition and things like that. But see, the people that like, that are so like, I'm gonna say, have so much malice in their heart, I feel like they kind of like create this cliche type of like, platform, right? So like, for example, if I'm sitting here saying like, I hope you guys have a nice day, for example, right? That sounds cliche as fuck because like, so many people say it, but it's like from the bottom of my heart, I really mean that shit. So how can I really portray to them I mean it from the bottom of my heart? Easy as this. If you really mean it, I think people can really tell if you really mean it. So I'm tying this into GDs because like, with art creation, or not art creation, but just level creations in general, you can obviously tell when somebody means the shit that they create versus like, them just trying to pump out and just CP grind. Because like I said, at the end of the day, it's cool if you like I said, on a general level of things, surface level of things, if you want to grind CP, go ahead. It's your life. You can do what you want. But I'm saying like, it's more substantial if if you see people that really just take the values of art and just really love to create, because like, that's something they love to do. You value that more, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm kind of lost. Like, what are we talking about again?
Yeah, I kind of did go like on a wild.
No, because I hear like backstory, like with people from the past, and then I also hear CP grinding. So
Yeah.
I already said it on the thing. Anyway.
But anyways, yeah, we were just talking about like basically the point of that statement, which is basically telling the difference between when somebody really means something, like, out of the creation that they're applying, versus just trying to do it just for some CP grinding. Basically, that was the point of that.
Yeah.
Should I ask people to like question if they want a question about like grading or something like that?
Yeah. Because I was actually gonna go.
Cool. Yeah.
I was gonna go get me another drink real quick. So I was thinking about like if you guys have to use the bathroom or go get a drink or something like that. We can go do that.
Drink, and I can just read some chat.
Yeah, I was gonna say, so you guys can in chat.
What time do you think we should stop this? Like,
honestly, I said just keep going, but I feel like we've covered so much shit to like at the point where it's like kind of good
It's
to like.
around 10:40. It's getting
Yeah.
late, so maybe like 11 to 11:30.
Yeah,
Yeah.
honestly, like I said, like I don't really have a set time. It's just whenever like we feel like we covered everything. To be honest with you, but
Dude,
I kind
could
of
go forever.
yeah, I
We
kind of
can-
could
we
too.
Can end, we can end like on a 2-hour mark, and then let's just leave it at that.
Okay, so about 30.
I
So about
agree.
30 more minutes.
30 minutes, yeah, 30
All right.
more minutes.
So I'm gonna go use the bathroom then real quick and go get me some more water real quick. So like, yeah, you guys can just go ahead and read off chat. If you guys had to use the bathroom, you guys can go ahead and do that too.
All
so
right.
I'll be right back really quickly. Let me turn my.
Have fun. Question for Arm. All right, go for it.
Jack currently Arb.
Question for Arm: how do you handle castle minis?
I did it. It's called no sleep. I wasn't myself. I was able to handle the mania.
I got like
Nah,
I'm
it's-
almost at like
it's-
40 seconds on this level. It's gonna be awesome.
It's just lumpy working it for
Thoughts?
Arm essentially.
Homie said thoughts. Yes.
Thoughts on what? Edge. Let's see here. I don't know what to talk about honestly. Like, cause like earlier I was like legitimately lost because like I don't know what Kelly was talking about. I was like, oh, and are we talking about someone's past and then CP grinding?
Don't answer Kale's question. Don't answer Kale's question.
How much do you hate Arp? I generally dislike the person, especially when I was working on Boom.
If I had to give a scale of 1 to 10, I'd say a solid 8.
A solid
Not
9.
10. Not 10.
Uh-huh.
I'll take it.
Especially
Not
now,
10.
now I see him in real life. It's more punchable now, so I can actually punch him and imagine punching his face. Yeah. So,
I knew it was a
what is your
mistake,
question,
bro.
Izzy?
Now I see him in real life. He's more punchable now. Oh
I
my
made
God.
a mistake.
You
I
made
don't
a
hate
mistake.
Arm, but I don't know who.
Have any of you played Octopath Traveler? What is that?
I have not, but I think
I have
art sounds
not.
cool. I haven't actually played it though.
Hey,
I'm really
Arb,
bad
hey,
about
Arb.
finishing JRPGs. I play them for like 10 minutes, and that's it.
Hey, Arb.
What's up?
Did you order any Amor merch?
Jesus fucking Christ.
No.
No.
But I'm going to.
You're going to?
You don't even know how much. Dude, is it the point where I'm probably not gonna play? 'cause
Did they
a lot
drop
of
that new
last-
T-shirt?
I don't know. I haven't seen it.
I have to check
Also-
the new. I think
also,
they
Amor, I
made
mean, like,
new stuff today.
It's fine. The only reason I asked him is because like
No, it's completely fine. I'm just saying like a lot of people are talking about it, and a lot of people like, get forcing me to play it to the point where I do not want to play. I'll just probably watch a video about it.
Damn, is it gone? Did they already sell out?
I don't try to force it down someone's throat, but I always like say if you want to play a really good game,
I'll
play
force it down your throat. I think it's great.
Of course, Arb would do that because he's Arb.
I was the OG, bro. I played it the
I don't
hour
care.
it came out.
I don't care if you played it before me. I'm
I'll
still
take
not gonna be kind of.
I
nerd about it.
remember seeing the first time trailer. It looks good, and I like the soundtrack. But now that a lot of people are playing it, I feel like I'll probably do like the same thing as Undertale, where I don't play it until everybody forget about it. It's like, oh, let's just play it.
Oh, that game's
I
not
don't-
gonna be
I don't-
fun,
happen.
to be
Yeah.
honest.
And, like I don't like to have too much
Hey,
fuss
stream,
behind it,
have
and then
y'all
just, like,
seen
fun.
this?
Let me check
Lag
it out.
on minimize patch improving GD. What is
Oh yeah,
this?
I've seen that. I've seen that crit. That's really good. Powered by Pies popping off.
But what is this video?
He made a patch for the He made a
Oh, for
patch
lag.
for the lag you get for whenever you minimize the game.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
That's like
I didn't know
really
that.
awesome. Yeah, you didn't minimize GD when next
Hold on,
time you
crit,
want it.
DM.
I'm doing good. Who is Startup Pokemon? I wanna cop the hoodie as well. Alright. Does the borderless even work? I don't think it works. It doesn't work for me.
What doesn't work?
The borderless, borderless GD on the Mega Hack.
Do you have,
Like,
do you have,
I wa-
do you have multiple monitors?
Wait,
Yes, I have multiple monitors.
It's probably going to your main monitor.
bro, Rob actually commented on that. That's so funny.
What did he say?
Wait, what did he say?
He said,
Correct minimize on mobile could mean loss of game man unless save. Changed now, so 2.2 will no longer save on minimize for Windows and only save
yeah,
on
so
Xbox.
apparently it's fixed.
Oh,
That
that's
is
good.
so funny.
That is so funny that
Powered
Rob.
by Pi just dropped something and Rob was just like, alright,
Wow.
bet. He just copied it. He stole it.
My man.
I mean, isn't that how Rob works? Because like all these stuff that they
Back.
edited, and that's the stuff that Rob
Welcome
edited is usually community, like or the community thing. Like same goes to like the triggers in 2.0. Like when I think when Funny Game released like his Revolution level, and then that's when we added more pulsing. Around of adding pulsing, so, like everything that the GD features mostly comes from the editor, from the community itself. So like it's good. It's good that like a lot of people said Rala doesn't listen, but in my opinion, he probably like take a lot of the ideas from the community itself. Yeah.
What's the topic, guys? I just got back.
I don't know. We're kind of just rambling, messing around.
All right.
Because everybody.
Rob Topic commented on Powered by Pi's video about the lag patch that he did.
Oh yeah, so basically tabbing in and out of GD is faster now.
Oh,
it's not
really?
like 10 million
Oh,
years.
that's really
Powered by
good.
Pi made a patch for it, and Rob Top saw it and he commented on it. He's like, "It's fixed now."
Actually, I want to check that right now because I hate the fact that you have to wait for like 10 seconds sometimes to actually, especially when you like when you bring a
reason to crash. Yeah, like with Castlemania, I could not tab out.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. It would just crash.
So Tartar. Okay, so I'll just say so. Amor is the the yellow hoodie one, and Avery is the one with the yellow headset.
Don't say I'm the ghost.
Kelly is the one with the chat face, and then Arp is the ghost one. Yeah.
Hello, guys.
Is the one
I don't even.
Ghost face.
Arp looks like if Michael Jackson has longer hair.
I'm not that white, bro.
Let me look like a ghost.
So
Bro, that's what happens when you don't go outside.
Bro, melatonin.
Hold on.
Brown, bro. I can't.
Just like just stand in front of a light. You'll be darker.
Yeah, bro.
I'll
You
just like
absorb the
stand there,
light.
get like a tan. I'll just spray tan, bro. I'll turn orange.
Yeah. Just put a bunch of light above and just lay down.
freaking Hold on, hold on. It's like y'all want to see a magic trick real quick? Watch. If I turn my light off, this is how it look. Boom, lock character. I'm gone. I'm back.
In the meme is like the guy with like only the teeth and the eyes showing.
Oh yeah, bro. Hold on. It's like cheese. Up, boom. But no, bro. Like,
I could turn off my lights and I would just be shining.
imagine if he has like some red contacts in or some shit. That'd look so spooky, bro. He'd be like, oh shit.
sick.
But
Arp started moonwalking with the light on.
But so I don't think I missed too much. I seen somebody, they asked if we ever encountered the teleporter bug in the editor, but that's kind of like vague, like, you know.
What
No, it's rare. I rarely.
What does that mean?
Yeah, I don't know.
I think it's like
I've
if you
encountered many
I feel like if
teleporter
it-
bugs in the editor.
It's not really a bug, more like there's probably an object like in the way that it will just like kill you immediately.
Mhm.
But like
One really weird bug I found is if you use a teleport portal right at the beginning of your level and you hit 2 blue orbs, it shoots the camera down. It's like the most random thing ever.
I encountered that bug when I was working on my layout. Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah,
really
it's just
weird.
like
You know
that
what
happened.
bug I missed the most? Cause I asked this a few days ago.
is
I
is
missed
it
the
is it
360.
rotation one?
Yeah, the 360 rotation. Bro, I missed that.
Bro. Why
I
did you get
missed
rid of
that.
it?
I hate.
It's funny how that's the bug that we wanted and the
Yeah.
one that is fixed.
And when you
Just
said
like-
that, I was
Yes.
thinking it. I was like, that's the one, the 360. Why is it gone? It was fire,
I
bro.
miss it
When the
so
shit did, like,
much.
a little flip, it was so cool.
Yes, like, bro, I wish Rob could just add that back in 2.2. I hope
think
that
he
bug
might.
comes
I
back.
think he might. 'Cause
I
you know
hope.
made all those custom animations and stuff.
Yeah.
Why would he not? It's like
Listen.
an OG thing. Like, it's sick.
Listen, that could actually sync so perfectly with some songs like that's in. Hold on.
Yeah, like
Why?
a wow, wow.
Is it just me or does my editor like not editor? The video cam looks like it's fucking like stuttering. My dog just
Looks
came
fine
back
to
in.
me.
I'm gonna go shut my door real quick. My dog just came back in.
Looks
Hold on.
fine to me.
All right, let
I'm
me
not
shut my
missing
door.
anything.
Looks fun to me. Yeah.
Hold on, let me.
And I think
like-
it's kind of cool if he like brings back like OG features like that through like some of these animations he's adding. Like he's fixing the trail cutting. I think it'd be kind of cool if he adds like a secret unlock for like a trail cut feature. I think that'd be kind of cool.
The OG trail.
Yeah.
All right, I'm back.
Hey, Igno.
The bug that I hate the most
What's
though,
up, Igno?
is the bug where I think it's like the ball or a spider, and then after the jump pad,
That's
and then
the
after that
worst.
it's an orb. Yeah,
Oh,
like
yeah.
that is so 'cause, like if you buffer click, it will just like It doesn't
Yeah,
work.
it'll just go up. And I buffer like
Yeah.
every orb I click in like 5 stars, so it's
It's
just
so
always
annoying.
No, what's up,
like, it
Igno?
just makes gameplay worse, and that isn't fixed. You fix the rotation one.
No, you know,
God damn it.
Dying.
I don't know if this is a bug or not. I really don't know. But I fucking love when you could, like, you know, if you use a slope, and the robot's going up the slope and there's a yellow pad, and if you time it perfectly, he could just
And
do like a
zoom.
super
What
jump.
is-
Yes,
I think
bro.
Rob said that was patched, but you could like re-enable it.
Oh, really?
So,
I was
it's
like,
that kind of bug.
I kind of don't know why anybody hasn't implemented this. Maybe I might do this if I come up
Nah,
with a future
people
level.
definitely use it, but not like a
No.
lot, because I think it's
There's
known as
a-
like a bug.
Yeah.
There's a level called First Blood. It's an insane demon.
Yeah,
Only star rated.
fruit snap.
Oh, I think I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a
That
banger.
that
was
level
so
is
fun.
that will use a lot of like quote unquote bugs as like the gameplay standpoint actually looks good. Like it actually plays fun.
That
It
level's
doesn't look good.
fantastic.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Marv. Yeah,
Um,
I agree with Marv. Go ahead.
I don't know. I wanna.
turn your camera back on. It's off on Discord.
Oh no, it's just on on my side. Hold
Okay,
on.
Yeah,
I
you
had
gotta
to
click on
refresh it, I
Discord.
guess. I clicked it.
Okay, but yeah. Anyways, but yeah, I always kind of like visualize like people using that robot bug. Like, imagine like if he was shooting up from like kind of like from like the 10th floor or some shit,
Yeah.
like onto the moon and like instantly looks like a shadow silhouette. Like you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
things like that. It's like
Yeah.
some bugs could be incorporated like
That could
very
be kinda
well.
cool.
Yeah.
Okay,
Go ahead, Avery.
Okay,
Yeah.
does anyone here know about my demon acrophobia by chance?
Is that the gray one?
No, acrophobia is the one where the camera keeps going up and it resets every once in a while when you go back to ground level.
No, I
Okay.
don't.
No.
I don't think I need to peep that though. I need to peep that shit. That shit looks fire.
I'll send a video of it. Yeah.
Okay.
It's the
Yeah, I
one.
don't think I've ever heard of that.
Arb
I've
is the
probably
one that-
played it.
No, you can
I
send
know
it.
it's
Send
the
it in chat. Send it in chat, Avery. Send it in chat.
I will. Arb is the one where I got on GS takes.
Oops.
Oh, that level.
Yeah, that level.
I've never seen
Oh.
I can't. I
You'll
can't.
see what-
I can't
I'll
click out
send
of.
it.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I
Give me a
probably
second.
just wasn't remembering based on the
This is
name, I guess.
acrophobia.
But
But why
yeah.
is it on GD Thanks?
If you go to the
Because
comment,
the preview thing. it's just yeah.
it's stupid. It's stupid. That's all you need to know. It's very stupid.
But
It's
Oh,
no.
is it
funny.
on a comment?
What'd you say?
The one with 20 replies. Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
it was like
When you
it's not
replied.
really a preview.
So
where
I have
is
a question
Oh.
for you guys. I'll ask
Mhm.
I'll ask you three, and
Okay.
then I'll ask the chat. Okay, so chat, be patient on this. All right. 2.11 has been a long journey, obviously.
Yeah.
So I'll start with Amor, because Amor is like up here for me, like up here. I don't. I need to fucking point. I don't fucking know. And the Arb is like right here, and then Avery's right here. Cirtrax is right here. All right. So starting with Amor to Arb to Avery. What is your favorite 2.11 level? Like, I like if you don't have like a concrete favorite 2.11 level, like, what's the closest to that? Starting
Oh, I
out
know.
with you, Amor.
I have 2 levels, and it's by the 2 creators that I said earlier. Odd and Xenomorphosis
Okay.
by Goose. So Odd
Alright.
by JF and Xenomorphosis by Goose. Again, as I said earlier, Odd is such a good level because it's so simple. If you look at Odd, it is the most simple level ever. But it's, in my opinion, one of my favorite level of all time. It just works
Yeah.
well. The gameplay is
I
fun.
actually
The
agree.
mechanic is cool. The gameplay is what is it? It has unique playability, and that's and you can just play it multiple times.
Okay.
And then for the Xenomorphosis, it might be. I think I like the gameplay, but a lot of people doesn't like the gameplay. But it's such a good original design level because it doesn't
Yeah.
utilize the GD.
It was so unique.
Like, yeah, it doesn't utilize the GD decoration that much, and Goose just like try to like use something and make something completely different.
Yeah.
So that's my like. I know there's like I know there's like multiple levels that I genuinely like Castlemania or like Dreamflower or any Knots level or any like under level or something like that. That's what I like, but this too is still my favorite level of all time, and it's still I don't think it's gonna change until 2.2 starts. But yeah, like I like one levels. I like to have multiple favorites in different genre, like my favorite as like a simple level and my favorite in like a complex level, because those two has the same quality. It's just more one of them is more complex and one of them is less.
Mhm.
It's more
Okay.
simple.
I
So
definitely I
that's
can see
like
that.
my take on it. Yeah.
All right.
All right, so I think my favorite level of 2.1, and this
Castlemania.
Okay, so my favorite
I'm
level of
Mercy.
2.1 I'd have to say is special effects by JF, and
Yes. Sorry.
I think the main reason I really like that level is because it's kind of the embodiment of what I appreciate in this game. Like, it's by far not the best level of the update, like not even by any means. It's simple, but the way that JF really does things, like, it's kind of like this cool. Like, when I was talking to him, he just said like he makes his levels to be like music videos. So he just like takes a song, he just makes this fun level. Like, everything about it is just like so
Fun,
it's just like it's bright, flashy, and it just puts you in a good mood. And I think like if I were looking back at this game, special effects are the type of level that I'd look at and be like, that was just such a fun journey to play this game.
Yeah.
Anything that JF make is just like a fun journey too.
Yeah.
Like you just like you're bored and you're having a rough day, and then you just play a JF level and it just brightens up your day. Like that's if a level can do that, that's insane.
Exactly. That's what I mean. Like the embodiment of what I appreciate in creating. Like it's just for fun. You can tell he made it for fun.
I definitely. Okay. I definitely see that. All right.
And Castlevania. Castlevania is just so.
We knew it was coming.
Castlevania is sick.
All right, Avery, it's your turn, buddy.
Okay, I actually have two. One's a popular one. One's a popular one. I think the other one's an unpopular one. Like opinion-wise.
Okay.
My first pick for a level that I really like a lot from this update, and it's from JF. It's Good Dreams. I really love how it played out.
Hey, dude, we just talking about JF now.
Okay. I'm hearing JF a lot. But go ahead.
JF popped off.
What's your second one, Avery?
The second one I consider less of something that's a popular choice. It's still by a popular creator, but it's a popular choice for a level that I really like. In concept was where is it at? I'm on his page right now. Self-Reflect by Flash. I really loved how he did that level.
Cool.
What do you mean? That's a pretty good opinion. I mean, that's a pretty like a popular opinion.
Yeah, I think
that level is genuinely good.
That's like probably a better opinion than Good Dreams.
You have to consider Flash. Like consider Flash in this case, because like my favorite level from him is Strange Boxes, but my favorite level of all time is Self-Reflect because of the concept.
Interesting.
All right.
Yeah.
Like for me specifically, like I said, I feel like just my mindset is so broad, like with a lot of different levels that I look at. But so for a specific level, I can't really say that I have a favorite specific level, because like I said, I look at like so many different elements when I compare different creators and things like that in different levels. But my favorite part in a level, I do think that's what is it called? Emerald Realm by Desicy. I don't know if you guys ever seen his part in that. But
Did he make like the first part?
Yes, oh my gosh, bro.
That part's incredible.
Like when I seen that.
Emerald Realm.
Yes, Emerald Realm.
Realm
Desicy part. Yes. Oh my gosh, because see, me, I'm kind of like a fan of kind of like fantasy type of like that fantasy type of style. Like even with the songs that I use, even though like on GD it may not be portrayed, but see, okay, this is going to be a second topic, but a lot of songs on Newgrounds I'm really not kind of like a fan of. Like I wish, like in all honesty, if it was like cool, I would like a lot of my levels would just be non-G, because like a lot of songs that I would want to create to are non-G. I feel like there's a lot of people though, but like because it just kind of has like that fantasy type of world. And like one thing I want to really start doing, I'm just gonna say this now, is like I remember Amor, I told you this, I'm gonna try to build my figure into the game, because like I want to kind of get off this type of approach where it's like it's me and like the Geometry Dash player going like on this adventure together, you know what I mean? And that could be obviously utilized by their player colors and things like that. But like the reason why Desicy is just kind of like because it really captivates well on that on the kind of like that fantasy realm. It kind of has that I think Rayland is the game. It kind of has like that art style, and just the way how he went with its atmosphere, the colors, like it just really like it's so appealing to me. Like every time I look at it, I'm just like, oh my goodness, bro, like this just like Desicy, bro, like why'd you do this to me? Like why'd you make this? Like, you know,
I think the main inspiration for it was like Ori.
Yeah.
Game,
Oh yeah.
Ori
No,
in
yeah.
the forest or whatever.
Yeah.
Dude, like I was talking to him, and yeah, he said like he got inspired by Ori and the Blind Forest, and or like if you like Ori, what is it? Art is so good that if you can pull it up in
is
GD,
really cool.
Yeah.
and then like Desicy was like I can, and then he just released the Emerald Realm part.
I think
So
Desicy,
it's like, yeah.
you know, you guys ever completely off topic again, you guys are probably gonna laugh. The Donkey Kong Country, once again, You guys ever?
Donkey Kong.
You guys ever see like those big ass tree levels though? Like when you're like in this
No
tree
way,
town,
bro.
like you know what I mean? Like I think if that was incorporated into GD,
But yeah, I love Donkey Kong Country.
yeah, like
Bangers.
if that was
Yeah,
incorporated into GD,
that-
But
bro.
it's just so funny. You're just like, alright, but Donkey Kong though.
I'm serious, cause like from an
No.
artistic standpoint, Donkey Kong is just
Yeah.
a phenomenal ass level. Like
Yeah, it's like a 2D game, and it's like it's the same fundamentals as geometry. So yeah, I get what you're coming from.
yeah, but
There's a game that I love to death. It's an RPG maker game.
Mhm.
It's like in the same kind of realm as like storytelling as like Amor. It's called Off by Mortis Ghost. It
I
is.
think I know that.
It's a really good game with a really niche art style that I want to really recreate in GD one day. It might be my last. If anything, it might be one of the last levels I'll ever make for this game if I ever decide to quit.
so
Because
that
that's a
means if people see that, then
because the sole reason
True.
because of like it's such a niche art style and it has such a niche like way of telling things because I don't want to spoil this because I don't even know if y'all even care enough to play this game.
there you go.
But
Go
the-
ahead.
I don't spoil it. I'll play it at
Okay,
some
okay.
point.
So you're gonna play it at some point, Arb?
Yeah, sounds cool. I like games.
Okay, well I don't mind. It is a minor spoiler anyways, but you want take a guess to what the 4 elements in that game are.
I have no idea.
Yeah, I really can't because like I don't even know like the surface of that.
Yeah, I don't even
The
know.
game.
Yeah,
Okay.
Metal, meat, smoke, and plastic.
Okay. All
How
right.
was I supposed to guess that?
Yeah, I would have never guessed that. Maybe metal. I might have guessed metal on some real, but like I don't think I would have guessed the other 3 criteria.
Yeah, like it's weird for that concept for like why would you have metal and meat as like elements to live off of? But if you play through the game and you see it, then you'll start to understand and piece it together. I'm not gonna explain why because it requires a lot of like
Yeah.
explaining with that. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
really phenomenal. I really suggest you try it.
Listen,
You don't have to play it, but like it's a really nice game.
I definitely agree with Thermoxin. He said, honestly, I want to see more people theme levels around Mario, Luigi, Bowser's Inside Story. Listen,
That's
that
facts.
game is
That's
phenomenal,
facts.
bro. That is literally facts, though.
That's a good
But
game.
That is a very good game, yeah.
listen, like, see, one thing about like, okay, so I'm just gonna say this now, just because we're having a nice chill podcast. Like, there's this creator.
Oh my god.
There's a creator named Ma, and MAU, and he's learning more so like the animation aspects of the editor, and like he's really been teaching me and helping me with like animating things in the editor. So I'm just gonna say what the theme is for like what me and him are coming out with. So like let me go onto wait, I forgot, I can't because let me go on my phone real quick for the idea because I forgot because I'm screen sharing remember on Discord. But anyway, so like basically this is what I mean, like how with GD you can incorporate like small detail to add onto your artistic element. So like basically what I'm saying is like you have the 6 basic human emotion, which is happy, anger, sad, fear, disgust, and surprise. So it's like how can you bring that all together? So because basically with happy, anger, and the different like human emotions like that, you have art and like different colors help correlate to those emotions, right? So I just touched my glasses by accident. But anyways, but it's kind of like so that's what we're really trying to focus on. That's really what we're trying to do. It's like each different theme is going to be segmented around like the emotions. So for example, in one part it'll be happy, one part it'll be anger, but like we're going to have a set theme and a set color palette that correlate with that specific tone and that for that emotion. So like what I'm saying is like I know I talked about Dreamflower for the gameplay, but like at the same time, Dreamflower, the reason why it's so astonishing is because like don't get me wrong, it looks outstanding, but like it's just so nice to see that like Zender and Knots and I'm sure plenty of other creators out there, they realize these small elements and they incorporate that into the editor. You know what I mean? And it's just like I said, we've talked so much, man, but like where can the editor really come to an end at, honestly? Like
I mean, yeah, the same goes with like Maddie. Like Maddie 2003. Like I didn't expect him to animate that ending screen on Boomslayer, and he just did it out of nowhere.
I
don't
didn't expect
know.
Maddie at all. Like I barely knew him, but he popped off with everything he did.
Yeah,
Fuck
like
the fuck
and
off,
Maddie's
yeah.
like a
What?
good example. Maddie's a good example of like, yep, this game is not dying soon. I mean, like that's the simple cutscene. Imagine a full-blown animation, bro.
See,
insane.
that's the thing about
There's
animation,
potential.
and that's why I said that because like the thing about animation is, yes, you could do like animation, of course, but I don't know if Maddie would agree with me on this, but like at least the way I look at animating things is like you kind of need to know real world physics. Like you have to apply that to the animation because like you know, if you want it to feel natural, you're really gonna need to know the real world physics. So like that's one of the things that, you know, Ma has really taught me well. It's basically like just incorporating the real world physics. Like for example, when you're walking, you know, you don't if you want to animate that, you can't just have some janky ass movement. Like it's gonna have to feel fluent. You know what I mean? It's got to feel fluent, like they're really walking. And like the thing about animation is like it just takes up so much time because like you're having to incorporate so many different frames, and like you're gonna have to combine them. And then you know. And then you have so many different ways you can do it. You can use toggle triggers or alpha triggers, you know, etc. Like you know, to pull it off. But you know, and something about it is like, you know, I'm gonna use Boom Slayer for example. It's like seeing the end of Boom Slayer is like, whoa, oh my freaking goodness. But see, this is the thing about Boom Slayer though. Like, okay, so like you have Grax, you have Knots, you have different creators like that in there as well. Avery, I'm sure you hosted, maybe, I don't know if you hosted a mega collab, but you hosted a collab. Same with you. Or, yeah, you know, you hosted a mega collab. And the thing about that as well, too, is like, the reason why the host, in my opinion, he gets more recognition than, like, you know, the core creators is because it's not because of the title of his name, of him being uploaded. It really speaks volume onto that host. You know what I mean? It speaks volume, and like, and the fact of the matter, they understand these elements, and the fact that they're able to get these many creators. That's why, like I said, that's why I don't like slowing down, because like, you know, from obviously, like, in my opinion, I think like, you know, I've learned far more, and I can, if I wanted to host a mega collab, I feel like I can host something far better than that. But like, you know, I'm using Amor for example because, you know, he's the most recent mega collab host out of the four of us. But like, you know, just looking at Boom Slayer, it's just like it really speaks volume onto the host itself. It's just like, man, he really understand these elements and able to get these creators together. You know.
I understand that, like, without the creator, the level wouldn't exist. But I understand, and this got clarified by everybody on the level that like, you know, I didn't realize that I was like, not only I had to bring all the creators together, I had to think of a story behind every single part. I have to make a concept art, an idea to each part. I have to work with Scorch with the boss design and how the attack's gonna work with Hyper, and I have to think of like how to connect it with each other, what idea and have. I need to find art, for example, to give an example, and like. And I have to draw the art, the concept art, the promotional artwork. Like now, I realize after that, like I think I do deserve to have the name in the. I've done so much, and I feel like that, in my opinion, should what hosts should be when hosting a mega collab. Instead of just like putting the team together, just like as a host, you need to, you know, be a host, be a leader. Like I spend a whole month just not joining other calls and just being in the mega collab calls and just monitoring everybody until they make sure they make progress, asking Grax, asking ARP like, oh, yeah, any progress, and it's like, that's the thing about being a mega collab. It is that's why I feel like it deserves when someone put their name in the beginning or upload it, because they hosted all thing. And of course, as a mega collab host, I feel like making your part also it's a good thing, instead of just like collabing like putting creators together and then you didn't even make a part. I see a lot of examples on that, but like, in Boom Slayer I make the longest part, and I make sure I make the longest part because I want to put the most effort in there.
That's really a good mentality to have, because like, you know, like I'm gonna just be honest with you, like I don't talk to Viprin that much. Like I think me and him might have like a few conversations like in DMs maybe, like, you know, and like even like, you know, in certain servers that we're in. But like I bring Viprin up because like a lot of people I hear like, oh, he's a CP whore, he just likes hosting mega collabs, oh, just to gain CP. First off, there's two things about that. You have to understand, if you had the most CP, I understand, like we said, like, you know, you shouldn't be focused on the CP, but at the end of the day, it is an accomplishment, you know. It's an award factor that gets awarded to the creators for their work, you know. So it's kind of like, if you had to lead by like 80 or 90 CP points, me personally, I think I'd be burned out from the game. I don't know what I would do. So first off, shout out to him for like, you know, keeping the community together and things. But secondly, the most important thing that I want to cover with him is like, you know, he's another one. It's like, you know, just look at artificial descent, look at digital descent. Like me personally, I'm not a big fan of cybernetic descent. I'm just gonna be honest with there. It just feel like it's just there, and it compared to the last two, in my opinion, it just like you know what I mean. It's just not there. It just feels like,
Yeah, yeah,
in my opinion.
Yeah.
But like anyways, with these collabs that Viper hosts, like it really just speaks volume on him as like an artistic creator. And that's the thing. Like I know people may sit here and like argue like, oh, but he could get any creator he wants. But like here's the thing. Yes, he can technically probably get any creator he wants for the most of the time. But like he picks his creators that's going to not for their recognition, not for their fame. He picks for like who's going to execute at best for the thing that he's going for.
Oh yeah,
and like
definitely.
yeah, and that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Like he like the thing about Viprin is like I'm pretty sure he knows he can go out and get for the most part. Like I said, not all the time, because some people will probably decline it. But like for the most part, he can go out and get any creator that he wants. That's just given. You know what I mean?
Oh,
But
yeah,
like
definitely.
he doesn't take advantage of his position. He's gonna go out and get creators that's gonna execute at their best for the thing that he wants to, that he wants to portray. And
Ironically, Viper is one of the best. I mean,
Yes.
the Boom Slayer was inspired by him because
Yeah.
I knew that's how he does it.
yeah,
absolutely.
and that's
Like,
what I'm saying. Go ahead.
No, continue.
No, I was just gonna say that's what I'm saying about him is like it just really speaks volume and like I know I said this already, but like the creator that he is because like you look at Orberus, you look at like I said, Artificial Ascent, bro, has like obviously I was a host of Storm Shard, but I'm saying like, bro, that shit's been remade like what 3 or 4 times. Like, bro, and like if you look at Artificial Ascent, it still holds up to today's standards. We talked about so much of how like today's standards are with GD, and Artificial Ascent is a 2.0 level, and that's what I'm sitting here saying. It's like don't get me wrong, those creators they executed very well, but like at the same time, it's the collab host. You know what I mean? He's the one that sat there and jotted down those ideas and everything like that as well too. And like that's what a lot of people need to understand about a collab host, because like I hosted mega collabs before. Arb you have, Avery I'm sure you have, and Amor you have. Even though like I said, Storm Shard in my opinion isn't good, I will still sit here and say, bro, it still took some type of effort. Like even though Storm Shard wasn't like it definitely doesn't hold up to today's standards, but it still took some type of effort. Like just hosting a collab in general, like it's just gonna take that effort, bro. Like, and you just gotta have to be blunt and honest with the people that that you're requesting in. But that's the stressful thing about it. It's like it has to be a balancing factor. You know what I mean? You can't be always pressing on them. Hey, finish this, because then they're gonna feel burned out. But at the same time,
Oh yeah, definitely.
yeah. But at the same time, you
You have
can't.
to have like a good.
Yeah, it has to be like a balancing ratio, because at the same time you can't sit here and be like, oh no, bro, they're fine, because then they're probably gonna forget about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like that's normal and average. But like that's what I'm saying, bro. It's just like from the collab host, and Novel Boy is another one too. I believe it's Novel Boy. He hosts like a lot of collabs and things like that. I could be wrong on that. Please correct me if I'm wrong. But no, Anubis too. Anubis. Yeah, Anubis is a goat in hosting collabs. But like it's just it's funny how, because I feel like hosting a collab, it also like kind of depends if you're a people's person, because you have to be understanding to a lot of different perspectives and things like that. But like this is like this is what I'm saying. A lot of people don't recognize this with GD, but like this really helps people like development these people's skills, because if you want to go out and start your own business, you're gonna need to know these these freaking skills. You know what I mean?
It's absolutely taught me.
management.
Yeah, you're gonna need to know these management skills
I've
in order
gotten so
to
much
host.
better at it.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. You're going to need to know these management skills. So like that's what I'm saying. It's like I know people like if they're watching this, they're gonna be like, "What is he talking about?" But we're all older here, so we can all basically say that. It's basically because like that's what I'm saying. When you're having fun with something, you don't realize the small elements that it's teaching you. So like that's the thing about Geometry Dash. It's just teaching people all of these small elements, and it's really helping building their character. And that's why I say like Rob Top, man, like I don't even know if he intended for Geometry Dash to be like this, but bro, what Rob Top has
never.
Yeah, but Rob Top hasn't done, bro. Like it's just like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, like GD is not even a game anymore. It's a platform. It's a
Honestly,
platform for content. It's a platform for art. It's a platform for anything. And it definitely teaches me, especially with Boom Slayer again, like how do you manage anything, how to, like finding people for concept art, trailer, planning behind the scenes and stuff like that. And that's like the same thing as playing a video game, making a video game, as I said earlier. So like it definitely like this. Like a lot of people, like when people say like stop playing GD and just do something else. I mean, you should stop playing GD as a joke and just for being funny. and use GD and utilize GD as a
there's
tool
no reason to stop.
to improve.
You
Yeah,
know-
to improve yourself.
Yeah, it's
in
like
many
having a
ways.
sketchbook. It's like,
Yeah.
stop practicing your hobby. Like, no, there's not
No.
really any detriment
Yeah,
to
yeah.
playing
Yeah.
this game.
Do you guys know who
Like,
Ica is?
Ico.
Yes, Ica. Telling
No,
you,
no.
they're a fantastic producer, like with songs and things like that. And like I feel like Ica, he or she, I don't know if it's he or she. I think it's a she though. But they've helped me, like, you know, that's the thing about, remember what I said earlier, how like songs are a foundation source, like, you know, and it's crazy because, like, you know, songs, obviously making music, it's a form of art itself, you know. It gives us like certain sound waves to help us, like, you know, kind of correlate and correspond and come up with these different ideas that's generating in our heads. And it's kind of like, that's why I love GD so much, is because you somewhat get to bring those like ideas into like a form of reality, you know what I mean? And it's like, who the hell wasn't like doing that, you know what I mean? That's what's so fun about it. Like, it's just, bruh, it's just such a good, like I said, it's such a good platform, like for people just to realize.
It's just been a crazy experience from the day I started to now, and there's so much more that's gonna happen in the. I don't know when I'm gonna stop playing this game. I played it for 7 years. And
I don't know when I'm gonna stop. It's like Minecraft. I've been playing for 7 years and I just never stop.
Like some,
always opportunity.
Until I am working in game development somewhere else, I don't think I'm stopping.
Like that's the
this
thing.
is something that I just enjoy doing now.
Like, I'm not gonna lie. Go ahead.
If GD still, I'll probably still play until GD dies. Somehow something died. Like, but
exactly.
if GD still exists and I'm still building and I'm still making stuff, even if I got successful, I'll still probably make levels.
Exactly.
Like, it's just.
And that's the thing that makes like and that's the thing. Like I said, it's just. I don't know when I'll stop playing this either. I've been playing it for a long ass time, and I remember for the longest my brother would be like, "Bro, why do you play that?" But like, you know, as he got older, he understands, and I'm looking like, see, the thing about that turns some people away from GD though is just the amount of time that it takes. Like, I sometimes do say that about it. Like, at the end of the day, it is just a game, and like, that's kind of like the conflicting issue, because see, like, sometimes, like, the reason why, like, I'm not gonna lie, I probably should have been had my level out, but as you guys know this, like, you know, I'm nearing the end of my college career, you know what I mean? I'm about to graduate, and I'm going into grad school. So like, I know it may sound like an excuse to some people, but like, seriously, bro, like, when you're stacking on school and you're really trying to focus and pursue that career, like, I have to put GD to the side, bro. Like, you know, like, I can't be focusing like on a level like that, you know. But like, at the same time, what I want to do in life is, like, I want to be a marketing executive in various sporting stadiums. Like, I say various because obviously you can't be like in various sporting stadiums, there's only one, but I don't have a set like specific sporting stadiums, so that's why I'm saying various. But like, GD has helped me with that, like, you know what I mean? Because like, that's a form of art.
Skills.
Yeah, like, how can I market these stadiums to kind of like correspond with the aesthetic around it, you know, basically like the city around it. But GD has helped me with that because, you know, like, it's understanding these elements of art. And I remember my twin brother, he put this as best. He said those higher ups in these corporations and things like that, they're aware of this shit. Their third eye is definitely aware of it. You know, they just decide to put this all into one specific field, and that's what makes them successful. And it honestly is the truth. And I can tell you that right now. Like, if you go and talk to like Elon Musk, Tagashi, or like, you know, even like sport players like LeBron, I guarantee they're gonna be aware of all this stuff. You know, people don't recognize it, but they definitely are aware of this stuff. But like I said, bro, like, just GD itself is like, I do have a couple friends, like, you know, because a lot of people would, like, they say like, I'm shocked you're into GD and things like that. I'm like, yeah, bro, because I've always been into art. But like, a couple of my friends, like, you know, they happen to be football players. I'm really not making this up. They actually want to get into GD, but when they learn, like, when they're kind of like, you know, all of the different things, like, you know, that goes into it, they're kind of like, they're kind of like, oh man, I don't know if I really want to spend that much time into it. But like, you know, it's at the end of the day, I respect that though, because like, you know, everybody has their own things. But I think
man, how many games though like have this kind of like reached, like, if you make a level, we're teenagers and we're getting hundreds of thousands of downloads on our levels, like, that's unheard of. How many teenagers are getting that recognition for like the work they're doing?
I mean, like, bro, I made PP when I was like 16 or something like that, and and it's like, I would have even imagined being that young and working for an actual professional music artist,
Yeah.
and then making levels, and now the videos of that set levels
Yeah,
has like hundreds
exactly.
of thousands of reach, and it's
It's
and like
incredible.
even like and even like inspire or like caught attention to actual game designers and game artists to like look at it like this is really cool. So I'm like that's the thing about GD, is that special, and it's that cool.
Yeah.
It's such a good tool to just improve your style if you just use it properly. Like GD is, yeah, it's not like just a game. I play GD every single day, not for, I mean, of course I played it for fun and play levels like when I'm bored, but like most of the time I just use GD as like a way to improve. And
Yeah.
that should and if you and in my
that's
opinion that's just a mindset for a lot of people. Like it's not just a game.
Yeah. All right. So I'm thinking though, now that we're kind of like reaching the end of the stream, because like I feel like it's kind of like that vibe, like
Yeah,
where we're
definitely.
tying down. So like I have one
Yeah.
last question, and then we can just go ahead and end the stream. But I want to say this: when we end the stream, you guys stay in call for a second, because I kind of want to talk about like maybe not next week, but like for the most
Future
part, maybe
plans.
next
Yeah,
week.
yeah,
But like
yeah.
I kind of do want to
Yeah.
do that tier list thing, but we'll talk about that off stream.
Okay.
But
sounds
like
good.
my last question to you guys is it'll be for you guys, and then like chat can talk about this while we're talking about it as well too. Going in the same order, what is your Amor to Arp to Avery? What's your biggest accomplishment that you feel like you've reached in GD so far? Starting with Amor.
Like I think it's kind of obvious, right? Actually, no. There's many. I don't really see, in my opinion, which one is the biggest one. I mean, I made an official art for Geometry Dash,
Mm-hmm.
which that's one. Like the
Yeah.
banner that, and Robtop asked me, so that's a huge project. But also in the same time, I made PP, which is in my like a lot of people said is one of the most iconic level on this update.
Yeah.
And also in the same time, I made Boom Slayer, which is one of the most ambitious project in this update. That's a lot of people said. So like those three, in my opinion, are like my biggest thing. But honestly, my accomplishment, in my opinion, that I'm the most proud of is meeting the people that I meet right now, and that because I'll just say this, I'm a pretty lonely guy. I don't really have that friends in real life. But meeting everybody that I know, you, Kelly, Arp, Cirtrax, and everybody, Blue, Mini, and all the people on AF, something like that. That's, in my opinion, my favorite, my
Yeah.
favorite and biggest accomplishment, for my personal opinion.
I love
Just because,
that.
Like, yeah, I love everybody in this community. Like that is the people that is nice in this community. It just gives me a lot of happiness and hope.
I
That's
love
my
that.
biggest, in my opinion, my biggest accomplishment in this update, or in this
That's awesome.
game in general.
I love
Yeah.
that.
So, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
What about you?
All right.
What you are?
Arp?
So my
Cancel
biggest
the-
accomplishment. So starting from like the very early stages, I always, well, it took like a year until like it was formed, but like I saw GS as like this big prestigious group of like the best players of the game who always made like these big accomplishments, who made like the coolest levels, the best players, and I decided that that's what I wanted to do. So I spent years just improving in every
paper.
way possible. That too, but improving in all the ways possible, and like it really gave me the motivation to improve, just even in creating. Like I wanted to get better because I had a goal to work towards, and then as a result of that, even like after I got in, I still had that desire to improve. And then like things like getting mod was kind of just like a step forward past that, where it's like my hard work is being recognized, and like my attention for this kind of stuff. And even with stuff like Castlevania, it's like my involvement with this game has gotten so much bigger just as a result
Definitely.
of the hard work that I've put in.
Yeah.
So I've just like kind of reached, like, it's only been like this year. Like before that, nobody really knew me, and I've been playing for like 7 years.
Yeah,
So I
same.
finally reached this point where like my involvement is actually being recognized, and I'm doing things that I really enjoy doing.
Right.
And I think that's what I'm most proud of. I've
There's
reached-
still so many opportunities. Like
Exactly.
I came back for a year, and then there's like that's why I'm just like, yeah, I'm excited for to see what's gonna be in the future.
Okay.
What about you, Avery?
About you, Avery? The goat, the Avery, the Cirtrax.
If I'm honest, I don't really even know what kind of big achievements I have personally. Yeah, I'm a moderator and stuff, and I'm like a top 20 creator, but top 20 creator doesn't mean much for anything to me. Being a
I mean, that's
moderator,
pretty cool, still.
being a moderator is
That's a pretty
well,
sick.
it's fine. I don't mind doing the work. It's
I
fun.
wish
to
I
do.
was smart.
I think for me now, recently at least, it's more or less just seeing people enjoy what I make, at least for what I do. No
Yeah,
matter
yeah, that's the most
no matter what
important.
what I
Yeah.
put out.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely.
I definitely have my misses, especially
Everybody has their
Sometimes-
misses.
everyone has their misses, but
Yeah.
I just enjoy whatever I do. And I mean, like, I guess the best goal
Yeah.
best goal I can go with is like just seeing people being happy with what I work with. Because like
Yeah.
I'm not the most unique creator, but I mean like I just kind of do what I want to do. It works
Indeed.
Yes. I like
What about
that.
you, Kelly?
All right.
for me.
My biggest achievement. In all honesty, I think my biggest achievement is just like I kind of want to say this off stream because I don't want people thinking I'm trying to say this to try to seem like
Nah?
some big guy or anything. Like I think I might say this off stream, but like I'll skip past that part for a second. But like it's the friends that I met. You know what I mean? Like it's just so nice. Like meeting so many different people that's like at the same time like they're in this specific field as you, but like they have different ideas at the same time. It's kind of like you're all in this idea, but like there's so many different stems that reaches from this same like idea. So like
It's such a unique field. Like there's so many different type of people in this community. It's insane with different type of like creation or different type of viewing on the level.
yeah, and it's just like
It's
you
very
know what?
interesting to see.
You know what? I don't care. I'm gonna say this. If people take this as me just trying to, I don't care. They can take it any way they want. But like, just generally speaking, like that's why I think me and my brother have such a great bond because like I really don't know how to say this. Like I feel like if we were here in person, it'd be like different because you guys can really read my emotion.
Yeah.
But like, in all honesty, bro, it's just really like, in my opinion, it feels good to like do great out of the heart and not have an award from it. So like just like with my friends, just being there for them and just helping them reach through their dark times or like trying to like just be there for them. I think that's like the biggest accomplishment GD has helped for me because like when I was in high school, I was a track athlete, but like my parents have always taught me like being an athlete isn't going to get you in this world. You're going to need to learn your academics and your knowledge and things like that and learn properly how to utilize it. So like just like GD has really helped me like understand so many different people's perspectives that are my friends, and it's helped me realize that like that my perspective isn't the set say so, like what I mean, like there's so many different like elements that go into
Yeah,
that.
definitely.
So like just really at the end of the day, like just being there because I really feel like it's helped me in a way value the different aspects of friendship. You know what I mean? Friendship just only
That's
isn't
cool.
like friendship isn't just only like how much time you spend together. It's really about like how you're there for each other. You know what I mean? So like I just really
Yeah,
appreciate
definitely.
I appreciate GD so much for that. And like I think that's what I'm most grateful for in GD. It's not even like, it might sound funny because it's not even like with creation and things like that. It's just like with like understanding different perspectives and things like that. You know what I mean? So
Definitely.
so yeah, but I definitely think this was. What do you guys think? I'm serious. Like this is a podcast stream, but like I knew it was gonna be good, but I didn't think it was gonna be like this fucking good, bro. Like this shit was.
I
This
like that. It's like a
I think it
normal
was
call.
fun. It was
Yeah.
fun conversations.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
So
I enjoyed it.
so chat.
Do you say I'm a tomato looking ass head ass bitch? I said the fuck up.
Yeah, let's just roast chat for a second. Say no.
Michael Jackson.
True.
Moonwalk looking ass.
But thank you for chat for the people that's around right now. We really want to thank you guys for just stopping by, listening to us,
Yeah,
just
it's been
talk
really fun.
for
I'm
multiple
gonna go to
hours.
sleep. I'm still sick. I'm trying not to cough.
Yeah, I see you, bro. You're coughing and you put yourself on mute. But
Yeah,
like right now, you know you about to do it. But no,
Alright.
thank you, chat, so
It
much
was
for
so
stopping
hard not to
by.
cough, but
We
it's been really fun. I enjoyed this a lot.
We
Hopefully
should
next time
definitely
I won't
have
be
a-
sick.
We should definitely have a more focused topic next time.
Mhm.
So like,
I mean, I
it's more
think it was
easier
pretty
to
cool. We
catch up.
talked about like the
Yeah.
overall
I-
about this
Yeah,
game.
overall, but like for next time, I feel like I want to talk
Yeah.
about like a specific thing, a specific
Okay.
type of
Yeah.
specific
I got
topic
you.
that we
Yeah,
like.
because that's what I
Yeah.
wanted to focus on this podcast, which is more so is like, not having a set topic and just letting our minds like roam freely of like whatever we want to talk about. But like, we can narrow it down a bit more into like a specific topic of what we all want to
Yep.
talk about. We'll all come into some type of agreement for that. But like for now
Yeah.
though, I think that's it, chat. So thank you very much for everybody for
sounds
stopping
good.
by. You guys know Amor. Amor is like, hold on, okay. right there.
I'm the most famous here.
Yeah,
I'm
he's
sorry,
right
I'm
there.
Just, like, I'm just the most famous here. Everybody knows who I am.
And then Arb is like right
I'm killing
there.
him. I'm slicing him like a tomato.
And then
bro,
this. Wait, hold
shut
on.
up.
Wait. What the hell? Okay. All right. This is Avery. This is Avery right here.
Bro.
This is Avery. So so let's all
Wait,
try to do a
Kelly's
fist.
beside me, so.
Somewhere.
Yeah. Okay. So let's all like fist bump like in the corner or some shit. Like, you guys. Okay.
Wait, this
like-
way?
Yeah, like
There you
for me, okay, lower Amor, like, okay, there you go. So we're out, guys. We'll see you next
We're
time.
messing that up. It's gonna be completely wrong.
Yeah.
But thank you guys for stopping by. This is Kelly XP.
Bye.
I'm heading out, and you guys have a wonderful day / night. And
Yeah,
goodbye.
have a good one.
See you
Don't
guys
forget
later.
to